Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, everyone. And I'm your host, Vikas Sharma. I'll be your faculty for the day. So I hope you're able to hear me. Can you show me thumbs up, team? Yeah? Okay, great, wonderful. And team, are you also able to see my screen? Is it visible? Okay, that's good. That's good. So we would be expecting few more people to join us. And what we can do, we can start with the round of introduction, and then I'll brief you on the agenda that we have for today. And how are we going to proceed through that particular agenda? So we can discuss that as we go ahead. Yeah. So just give me a minute, and yeah. I'm just trying to see if there are any further people. Yeah. So team, now most welcome to AI Project Management Day 1. So as we discussed earlier, Day 1, our skill, the agenda for Day 1 will be the skill shift. We are talking about the foundation, the fundamentals of AI today. So see, as we are talking about this and as we discussed in the webinar also, or people who were present in the webinar or who are not there, for them, let me remind you, see, right now, the biggest problem that we are facing is we are in 21st century. We are managing projects in 2026. And still, we are using the methods that were of the 20th century. So here, these methods are not going to help us. So it's very important for us to change our ways of working. And how to do that, how to transform, or how to ensure that AI is working for us, how to leverage that AI. And that journey starts today. And we are going to start with basic concepts first, and then we'll discuss what it holds for you in the upcoming days. So every day we are going to do this 7 to 10 session. And that's me, Vikas Sharma, with more than 23 years of experience in IT. Worked as a project manager, as a consultant, as a ITSM consultant. I have multiple certifications under my hat. So if I talk about DevOps, DevSecOps, SRE, I train on all of those. I'm ITIL master. I train on ITIL. I conduct trainings on project management, and I also do the trainings on Scaled Agile framework, and a lot more. So I'm AI practitioner and consultant for AI also. So team, that's about me, about my organization, Novel Vista. So I'm part of Novel Vista. I'm a practice head with Novel Vista, leading the training as a practice. And when we started Novel Vista, it was in 2012. So it's been like 13 years, and we are going to complete 14 in August. So we are, let's have in these 14 years, we have trained more than 10 lakh people. And 4.86 is our CSAT on the scale of 5. And we have 1,600 plus training portfolios under our belt, and we are a proud NASSCOM member. Now that's a bit about Novel Vista. So when I say 10 lakh, I'm talking about 1 million people, trained more than 1 million people in last 13 years, going to complete 14. Yeah. So team, that's about me. Now let's quickly review the agenda. What are we going to do today? So the first part that we're going to look at, see, this time estimate is a rough estimate, but the AI shift in PM, we are not going to spend half an hour there. It will be done early. I know, because you are here for more of hands-on. You're not here for, again, listening to a lot of things that are going on in the industry. We will, but we will not spend much time there. So as I promised, there would be a lot of hands-on for today. So team, the first is how AI is shifting the PM role and the course roadmap, what it holds for us in the next 3 days, today and next 3 days. And then we start with the AI fundamentals for PM and different LLMs, what are those and how they work, the concept of tokenization, how that tokenization happens as a project manager, why we should be aware of it, and how it impacts our overall industry. We'll discuss that. Then today's main focus area would be prompt mastery, means you'll be learning how to write the prompts. It's more like a prompt engineering. Now for prompt engineering, if you want to deep dive, there is a 2 days of training for that. But today, as a project manager, what are those particular frameworks that we can use in our project management, in our day-to-day activities? So we are going to look at those particular frameworks, and we are going to do the hands-on onto those particular frameworks. There would be a task that we will be looking at, and then we'll be discussing what kind of framework you can use, and you will also share your outputs. We'll create a document. I will ask you to create a document for all those prompts if you are getting the right results. So we are going to discuss that. So that's a major part for today. That's about the prompt mastery. And then we will also look at different activities. So there are 10 knowledge areas as per PMI or PMBOK for project management. For those 10 knowledge areas, what are those different activities in those 10 knowledge areas? And then where you can utilize this prompt engineering or prompting in those 10 knowledge areas, different activities. So that would also be your homework. First, we'll discuss the activities, and then your homework would be to create those prompts for those particular different knowledge areas and different activities in those knowledge areas. And there would be a WhatsApp group. You might be already a part of that particular WhatsApp group. That's the community that would work. And plus, you share your homework on that WhatsApp group. I would also be part of that WhatsApp group. And we are going to apply that knowledge that we get today to those different activities, and you create the prompt library for you. So this is our agenda as of now. Plan time, as I said, this is a rough estimate. We'll try to do more hands-on because there would be more time needed for the hands-on. So let's get going. And before that, just a quick check. Oh, we have 42 people right now. That's wonderful. So team, how to get the most out tonight? So tonight, when we go ahead, now I'm assuming when you read the prerequisites for this certification, there was a ChatGPT Go membership that we asked for. But in case if you don't have that membership today, that's fine. You can use the free version of ChatGPT, Claude, or you can use Copilot, because I think most of you in your office, you have an access to Copilot. So you can use Copilot or even Google Gemini, because these tools would have limits. So whichever tool you get, you can use that. Because for prompt engineering, it's not that you need a particular tool. But yes, there is a difference between these tools also. So we will explore that difference as well. So you can keep any tool open and then capture your prompts as we go ahead and keep pasting those prompts in certain document. The prompts that are working for you. You can keep pasting those particular prompts in certain document. So that builds a kind of library for you, which you are going to share later. Means everyone should have that particular prompt library. And then ask in the moment. That's about the questions. Whenever you come up with the questions, you can ask me right then and there. Or, you can also put it on chat, but usually when I'm training, I'm not looking at the chat. So in case if you have any question, you can stop me there. You can ask those questions. I'll try to answer those right then and there. And about the homework we already discussed, you can share it in the WhatsApp channel. So these are some of the ground rules for today. And now let's start the AI shift in PM, project management. Now, before I go ahead, see, I'll tell you what happened. There are so many organizations. I can pick up a particular bank or a particular airlines organization. Yeah. These particular organizations, now they were working in a traditional way, but then the digital transformation disrupted the entire market. So that digital transformation was kind of second, or you would say more of a third industrial revolution, and the fourth is AI. So now as AI revolution has already started, so it has changed the ways of working for the organizations. Now, if I talk about the banks are not operating the way they used to be. You will find AI agents that are working for them. Now, why? Because they work tirelessly and they can get the work done. Now, even now, when we are working, if some task is given to you, organizations have invested so much into Copilot or whichever tool you get. Copilot is a common tool that I hear a lot about, or Claude. So if you are using any of those tools, organization is investing into it. Why? Because they want the work to be done faster. One of the outcomes that organization wants to achieve, or one of the business objective, is speed, better time to market, or faster time to market. That is what they are trying to achieve. Another one could be the quality, because if you get more time, you can invest it into the quality. You can try to enhance things. You can do the innovation. So that's where organization want you to focus, because if you do that, you will help your organization grow. And that's how the entire market is changing. And that's why you have to be AI fluent project manager. Even if you're not a project manager, because I was talking to a lot of people, a lot of participants here. So they said that they are kind of gonna be, I mean, they are on the way to be a project manager, or many of them are already a project manager. But what we can do is, in case you are a project manager, can you write it in the chat and tell me what role are you playing? Because there are 42 people. If we get into the introduction, that itself is going to take more than half an hour. So we'll try to know each other later. I already introduced myself. Yeah. So good. So I see there are project managers, delivery management. Oh, okay. Agile project manager, good. Delivery manager, project lead, good. Girish, project manager. Vinayak, project manager. Madhuri, project manager and delivery manager. Aman, project manager. Wow. So lot of us are already a project manager, and a lot of us are into service delivery, or we are already acting as a service delivery manager. We also have L&D project manager. Wow, Ramya, I think we are connecting again. And we have project managers. Okay. Yeah. So good team. Nice to hear that. And the PMP certified senior project manager. That's wonderful, Krunal. And nice to see that. Okay. Humbert, project manager. Devanand, project manager. Wow. So good team. I just asked so that we get introduced, so that I know that most of us are already a project manager, but people who are not a project manager, who are from the service delivery side or from the delivery management. See, for you also, you want to get the work done faster. Speed is one of our outcomes, business outcomes that we want. Another one would be quality. If we get more time, we can focus on quality. We can do the improvisation. We can then work on reduction of the cost and blah, blah, blah. I mean, so many things are there. So team, now we need speed. So we need to be efficient at using the tools that organization has given us, so that we are aligned to the business objective. And that is what we are here for. Yeah. So let's look at the AI shift in PM. And I promise I'll not spend much time on this. This you already know. Now, what the market is actually seeing, the shift isn't AI replacing the project managers, but the people who learn AI will replace the project managers. Means the other project managers who use AI will replace the project manager. Yeah. Now, if I talk about the prediction, see here, I was trying to get your attention to this particular thing that I posted here, that Claude is AI and can make mistakes, and please double check the responses. And then similar thing that I have mentioned here, ChatGPT can make mistakes and check important info. If you look at these two statements that are from two different tools, you use any LLM tool, you will find this. Now, why this? I just want you to remember these statements. I'm going to use them in the upcoming slides, because can we blindly trust AI? That's the question that's going to come up. And this is what you need to remember. So how do we avoid that? For that, prompt engineering, today's topic plays very important role. Yeah. So now, if I talk about the predictions, Gartners have forecasted that the AI would eliminate 80% of the PMO tasks. And that is from the data. And they are saying by 2030, this would happen. Now, I tell you, most of us or most of the organizations are misreading the situation. Means work being automated was the admin, which is typing, scheduling, formatting. And that work is not the judgment, not the decision making. That is not getting automated. That's where your wisdom is needed. So the role shifts. It doesn't vanish. Means project manager as a role would exist in the market, but the way we are doing the project management is going to change. That's going to completely change. Yeah. So that's where we are saying that organizations, most of the organizations are still misreading it, and they are thinking that AI can also make the judgment. And that's where these two statements make an important point, that is Claude or AI. I mean, if you ask them to make the judgment, they are already saying that it's an AI tool and can make mistakes. It has happened. I'll give you a scenario. See, there was a particular deal between a government of, I don't want to name it, but because then you would know the name of the organization who did it. So there's one organization who's very good with the contract management, and they signed a deal with the government of certain country, and they were kind of creating contracts for them, and so they used AI for creating those contracts. Now what AI did, see, first time when they had to pay the credit or penalty to their government, there was the time when they started using, they used ChatGPT or maybe Copilot, and they took that extract. I don't know who was the person who took the extract. And see, when you're creating a contract, it's not just one. The person might have pasted multiple references picked up at different time. So in the end, there was a statement like this, that if you are not satisfied with the response, we will refine it further. Do you want me to refine it further? So that statement we get every time you prompt something to ChatGPT or Claude, you get that statement. So that kind of statement was already there. So that person removed it from the bottom, but there were so many points or so many different prompts that person might have fired or might have launched. And in one of those prompts, the statement was still lying there, one or two prompts. And from there, the government understood, oh, AI is being used. Yeah. So they first charged the credit for that. Then later, when this organization started creating further contracts for them, they said sorry, they pay the credit and all that. The entire issue was settled. But later, they again did the mistake. Now, this time the mistake was when they created the contracts using AI. So what they did, they took some references of different references for different contracts or different data. AI did not copy or did not get the right information, right references. It made up the references, which you can also say that AI started hallucinating, or it gave you a fake data. So that happens when you don't know how to use it effectively. So how to control that? We will discuss that today also, how to ensure that we get the right information, because that's the biggest problem. Many a time it gives you the answer so confidently that oh, okay, when I asked the question, I had to cross-check, oh, is this the right answer or not? But there's a technique for doing that. So we will discuss that, and then how it impacts the overall financials also. So there are a lot of things that we are going to discuss today. And this is just to let you know that what's coming up. So the entire situation was misread, and the reality of 2025, you already know Jira or Atlassian, they found 33% of individual productivity gains, even where firms saw no org-wide change. Means, see, no org-wide change. So I'm saying organizations are adopting AI, but it's an organizational change, a cultural change, or a behavioral change. So it is yet to become a behavior of the mass, so that they start using AI by default. Right now, they face a lot of challenges. I tell you, when I started using, let's say, for my first tool was ChatGPT, very famous tool. So I thought I'll start using ChatGPT. So I used to get the information, but most of the time, because of my experience, I was able to understand, okay, how pre-sales work, or how the, let's say, bidding works. So when I started using ChatGPT to cross-question those areas, it would make up the answers and give it to me. So I could not rely on that bluntly. Yeah. So the point here is that organizations are still trying to go ahead and try to improvise. Most of those projects, they are not going to the production environment. They stop in the deployment itself or in the staging itself. They do not get to the production because of the impact, because people have a very less exposure. So org-wide change is going to take a long time. So even though there is no org-wide change, like Atlassian said that they found 33% individual productivity improvement. Means as an individual, when I work in an organization, the speed of my work or to finish a load is much faster or much more as it used to be earlier. And that is where the edge shows up. From project manager to project manager means the project managers who know how to use it, they are more productive than the project managers who are yet to learn. So imagine you are getting AI working for you, and in this entire journey for 4 days, we will learn that. Now, 3 things my team stopped doing manually because that's the shift. As we are talking about the shift, see, this is very basic handwriting status report. So we have stopped it. My team is not doing that anymore. Or in the organizations where we are implementing AI, or where we are conducting trainings, we are training professionals on AI, how to use that. So they have stopped writing those handwritten reports. And I think even in your organization that is done. Very common. Then formatting meeting notes into actions, even that is being stopped. That is being removed. And then rewriting the same update 3 times. So earlier we used to do that, but now it is stopped. We are not doing that anymore. And then the one thing that AI can't replace, and that's where comes the accountability. That's when I posted those particular statements about Claude, about ChatGPT. Even on Copilot, you can see that particular statement. Nobody is ready to take that accountability. They are saying that it is an AI tool and it can make mistakes. So who's accountable? So it's going to be you who will be accountable. Yeah. Now I tell you, there's a beautiful instance that you would remember, or you might have read about it. Like Ford started using, I think one of the LLM tools, ChatGPT or Copilot. I'm not sure which tool, but they were using that particular tool. So they created a chatbot, and one of the person who wanted to buy that particular car started chatting with that particular chatbot. Now, let me tell you, and by now you might have understood that these LLMs, large language models, they are built in a way that they are people pleaser. They try to please you. So you always get that question in the end. Are you satisfied with the response that have been provided, or do you want me to refine it further? So they are people pleaser. Now that person started negotiation with the chatbot, which was again in the backend, they might have created that custom GPT or that LLM to handle the buyers' queries and all that. So then the person started negotiation and started telling that I don't have that much of budget, and being a people pleaser, that particular bot started further reducing the price. So in the end, the bot sold that particular car to that person in $1. So if you now look at this, it is a bot who has sold that particular car in just $1, that Ford car in just $1. So now organization said, no, we didn't do it. It was the chatbot that we were using, or it was the LLM that we were using. Now, can they hold that particular organization accountable? No, because they are already saying that it is an AI and AI can make mistakes. So why I'm telling you this? Because that HITL, human in the loop, that is important. HITL, human in the loop, that is important. So in the end, that case went to the court, and court gave the judgment in favor of that person, because they said, they told Ford that you are already owning that chatbot. So for the user or for the buyer, it's your face. They don't know who's in the end, is it AI or who it is. So then you have to sell that car. And yes, they had to give that car in $1. So that was one of the instances. So I'm saying in the end, we need that HITL, human in the loop. So accountability and trust, that is still not there in those particular tools. And that's where we need project managers to bring in that accountability or to take that accountability. So AI has to be leveraged by the PMs, project managers. So AI accelerates, but you still own it. Judgment, relationship, ethics, the final decision, that is going to be yours. And that's where your experience would count. So you have to learn these things. You have to learn how to leverage AI, how to use AI. Now, this is just a case study of JP Morgan. So JP Morgan has reduced so many hours. So they used to earlier spend 360,000 hours of review Now that is just done in seconds. Yeah. So this is about how a bank moved document heavy work from manual to machines or to the AI. So here traditionally there were around 12,000 loan agreements reviewed every year and done by hand by lawyers and loan officers. And they were spending those many 360,000 hours every week or every year on those particular agreements, and error prone because of the human intervention and didn't scale as volume grew. So it increased their workload. So that was the reason why AI was adopted by the organization. So what they did, they built COIN, means contract intelligence. That's COIN for them. And that was more of an unsupervised machine learning that they implemented with image recognition. Now, just to let you know, many people would understand machine learning. Machine learning is also part of the AI. Now, within that machine learning, it is trained on supervised and unsupervised data. Now, what is supervised machine learning? Where you have the data and that data has labels. Like I know that there's this particular project manager, Vikas, as the name of the project manager, experience, what project that person has executed, and were they successful or failed projects. So everything is labeled. Or for the project, what is the name of the project, project ID, the cost center, then I'm talking about the current stage it is in, and then I can talk about the current milestones it has completed, how many milestones are pending. So entire information which is labeled. So that is supervised learning. Now, the next level of supervised learning is unsupervised learning, where our data gets trained on unlabeled, unstructured, our system get trained on unstructured data, unlabeled data. So that is more of a unsupervised machine learning. Free text, like we start feeding in maybe the user feedback or maybe the management feedback. So whenever as a project manager, I complete my project, you would know we get the feedback for the project, whether those particular customers are happy or not. So we get that particular feedback, and a lot of time they would not be happy. Stakeholders would not be happy if we if we go overtime. Yeah. So you have maybe schedule overruns that happen at time, or maybe the budget overrun. So because of that, sometimes stakeholders are not satisfied. So if we take their comments, free text, and if we feed it into that particular system, we start training that system. So what it will do, that machine learning will give me the idea that what are those particular systems, what are those projects where the stakeholders are unhappy, in which stage they were unhappy, because of what they were unhappy, because it will pick up those particular key terms also. So for our, let's say AI or artificial intelligence like ChatGPT or Copilot, now this is more of a deep learning. Deep learning uses a part of unsupervised machine learning also. So when I talk about the unsupervised machine learning, it is unstructured data that they implemented that along with the image recognition. So it used to scan that and it used to give the insights. Learn around 150 clause attributes and trained on the bank's own contracts. So always remember, when right now we are using the LLMs, large language models, which are already trained on certain data. Yeah. So if I talk about, let's say, Claude, or I talk about ChatGPT. So in the backend, was there an organization which started feeding a lot of information into that particular, let's say, tool or that LLM, large language model, and then started training it? So I tell you, see, it's not just one LLM that is working right now. You are prompting on one of the tools in the backend. That LLM is connected with multiple other LLMs. So there would be LLM, large language model, created for each of the domains. And then those particular LLMs might have been connected to further LLMs. So that kind of setup is already existing. And that's how when you send a prompt in the backend, it gets you that information in just 700 milliseconds. So whatever instruction you give it to that particular tool, it is going to get that information in just 700 milliseconds. Yeah. So that is more of a LLM that is built. So here they are saying they're trained on the bank's own contracts. So they started training that LLM on their contract data because they wanted very specifics. They didn't want any generic query. Right now, when you ask Google a generic query, in the backend, they have a very good search engine, but in the backend, there are multiple databases it can pull that data from, and it gives you that information. So very good tool. Look at the speed. You get that information immediately. Now that with that AI embedding, it's helping you a lot, giving you all the information. And plus, it is not making any information. It is citing it from certain, let's say, source. Yeah, Ashwini, you raised a hand. Any question? Are you able to unmute yourself?
Yeah, hi Vikas, Ashwin here. Good evening.
Am I audible? Yeah, you are. Tell me.
So my question is, LLM generally, if there is a single file open with LLM, or we can ask the questions, we'll put our prompt, then it will answer it. But if there is a project of like student project, so if I want to feed the entire student project to get the information or create something, then in that case the prompt is means LLM is not capability of searching entire project, entire workspace, is my understanding. This is my understanding. Is it correct?
No, it can get you the entire information. Now, see what we do. So something that we are going to learn tomorrow, custom GPT. It is called as a custom GPT in ChatGPT, but in Claude or in Copilot, we call it as a project. So we create a project where we update all the information. Now, let's say if I'm talking about my project for cloud migration, simple project, not a simple project, but let's say I've done a lot of those migrations, as a project manager. So for that, I can feed in all the information. There would be SOW, statement of work. There would be, let's say, the best and final offer that we submitted, if I want to refer to that, or I'll have the HLD, high level design, or the LLD, low level design for that particular project. So I'm feeding all the information. I'm creating a kind of project within that Copilot or within Claude, or we call it as a custom GPT. In ChatGPT, I created a custom GPT. And then for that particular information that is already fed, I'll ask my team members to use only that GPT when they are asking questions specific to that project, so that they do not get any misleading information. And plus it reduces the number of tokens being utilized and all that overall costing, which we are going to see how that happens. But so custom GPT is one solution. Otherwise, like you said, this LLM, can it do that if I upload the entire project information? Yes. But for that, it needs, the billing, the cost. It would not happen on the free tool. So you would have to invest that much that you can upload multiple documents at a time. You can do that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
There are ways to do it, but you can do it. It works. So good, Ashwini, you asked that question. Thank you. Okay, so team, now what is the benefit? So as we know, they were spending so many hours, they are doing it in seconds. So seconds instead of hours. So many hours that were spent on just scanning or let's say on those loan agreements. So now they are able to save those hours and they can use it for maybe further automation. They can use it for innovation or some decision making, or some strategic thinking or strategy development. They can do that. So those many hours now they have, and few of the human error or human mistakes, because your human intervention itself is reduced. And even if there is a human intervention, you're leveraging AI. All the humans are leveraging AI, and then human in the loop, the context, that is important. So more accurate than manual review, and people move to higher value work. So these are the words from JP Morgan. And this was just to let you know, JP Morgan is just one of the organizations. Likewise, you have examples in healthcare, you have examples in the banks, oil and gas companies, you have it in retail, you have it in, let's say, web pioneers, you have it everywhere. Manufacturing. So there are so many examples where AI is already being leveraged. Now, the same shift. Now, inside the project teams. So this is Atlassian. Atlassian common example would be Jira. So now it comes with that embedded AI, Atlassian Intelligence. So before that AI part, up to 40% of time was lost hunting for info across siloed tools. And now the approach is simple: consolidate work onto one AI-enabled platform. So entire work gets consolidated. Their result means it cuts the time by 50%. Plus, these many hours are saved per year. That is 780,000 hours saved per year. Now, these are the words from Atlassian. Then if you have used this Asana as a tool for project management, I'll show you that later. I also have an account on Asana. So even that has AI. So it says 3 to 4 hours of manual checking and chasing to build a plan. This was the past. Now approach what they took, a pre-built AI teammate reads the project notes. So you have the entire project notes. When you go to this particular tool, you can create an account. That's going to be, I think, it's a free account on Asana, but on Rike, it is, it gives you some trial period also. You can test that. So the approach was very simple. A pre-built AI teammate is there. It reads the project notes and transcripts and give you all the information that you need. And result is you're saving those 4 hours. Yeah, that much of manual work removed each cycle. So imagine you are saving so many hours over a period of time. And if I talk with the another tool, so before they used to spend around 3.5 hours, and that is best case to process each new request. Now the approach with an AI intake agent, it pre-fills and pre-reviews the form. So you don't have to spend that much of time in creating those many requests and then filling that particular information. All that is automated now. And result is intake time slashed, means it's removed almost to 0, and team review faster too, means it's only the time that they are taking is for review and they are able to review it faster. So AI is removing the manual admin task that is done by the AI, taken over by the AI, and PM keeps the judgment, relationship, and final call, decision making. And that's where that human in the loop, HITL, is very important. Now, where are we going? See, so that was that initial part which you already know. Now, where we are going now. So day one, you are here, skill shift, fundamentals, tokenization, prompt engineering, the 5 PM patterns, that project management patterns that we are going to see. Tomorrow, it's plan and build. We are going to build the custom GPT tomorrow and then execute and control. So this custom GPT will be tomorrow, execute and control. So we will see how that control can be established. And I'll try to get the AI agents on day 3, because there would be a capstone project for you and you will have to create the project for day 4. Day 4 will be spending time on reviewing that particular project and what you have built, what kind of agents you might have established. We are going to look for that. So that's scale and capstone. So we are going to look for that. Now, what we will cover across these 4 days. So I already told you there's a skill shift that we are covering today. Hands-on labs is there. Tomorrow also there will be labs. We are going to create the GPTs, custom GPTs, or the projects, like I said, in different tools. They are named differently. And then the overall status reporting and controls that happen. So we'll see how AI is transforming that. We'll try to create the workflow agents, N8N tool, because of its flexibility. You have the Zapier, you have Power Automate from Copilot that you can use, but those are the, Power Automate is expensive. So we'll try to see that. And then the last day, we are going to review your capstone project. Your capstone project, you will have to select, maybe you can select the topic tomorrow by the end of the day, and then start working on it. And on the last day, we'll try to review it. And the outcomes and the capstone. So by day 4, you will be able to write reliable, reusable prompts. That is the outcome for today itself. And you will be able to run 60 core PM activities faster with the AI assistance, because you would know where you can use those particular prompts and the AI overall. 60 activities are spanned 6 activities, each knowledge area. There can be more activities also if you identify more. And then you can estimate token cost and stay inside the tool limit in case if that is the case, but it depends from organization to organization. So today you will understand what is that tokenization, how it relates to cost. Decision would be yours, or decision would be for the organization. But it's very important to remember that relationship between the prompt and the tokens. And then you're going to spot and reduce the hallucination before they reach a stakeholder. Hallucination, where, I'll talk about this. There's a topic, I don't want to spend time right now. And build a personal prompt library for your projects and apply AI ethically with human accountability. And you will create those workflow agents. So automate the workflows in n8n tool. Those agents are going to work for you. Yeah. And so where are you on the AI curve? So team, I want your answer. Yeah. You tell me honestly, are you at a curious level where I have barely used AI for work? I think you would not be there, but in case, please share your reality, put that in the chat, or you're saying I use it occasionally, no real system, or it's part of my weekly workflow, or power user, means I build prompts automation already. So please let me know that in the chat. Oh, okay, people are saying A, B, okay, curious. Okay, Ashwini, you're in D, I guess. Ashwini is in D, wow. Okay, and so I see D, okay, B, bravo, I see A as well. Okay, that's good, So we have a mix. So no problem team, and curious, yeah, Arun, curious, that's good. So we'll try to improve that today. So by the end of the day today, you would be good at building the prompts, and you will also be able to understand which areas you can write those prompts. So let's get going. So every project moves through a particular life cycle. You will see this life cycle. There is an initiation phase where we do that initial planning. We are creating the, let's say we are right now capturing maybe RFP, then responding to responding to RFP with the proposals. Then there's a best and final offer. I'm telling you pre-sales. And then let's say SOW comes to us. So SOW, from there, we are going to create a work breakdown structure or a high level design of what we have to deliver. And then we get to the planning. We create a project plan, communication plans, stakeholder management plan, risk management plan, all those plans. And then we start the execution. Now, this is the time when my developers start writing the code or whichever project I'm on to. So my team starts doing those particular activities, and I'm keeping a control on the project. I'm ensuring we are meeting all the milestones. I'm also sharing the reports with the stakeholders. I'm keeping them happy. I'm trying to also answer their queries. Wherever we miss the timelines, I have to share the plans that how do we cover it in the next window and all that. So that goes in the execution, and monitoring is, execution monitoring goes hand in hand. So it's a cycle. I call it as PDMC. Yeah. Plan, I mean, it's overall planning, then delegation, monitoring and controlling. That's what project manager does in the entire project management. So we are going to even monitor whether are we within budget, within schedule. So we have to see that there are no overruns. And then in the end, when we are going to close our project, we are going to ensure there's a proper handover. We capture the lessons learned. We create a closure note. We get the sign off, evidences, everything. And we are going to share it with the leaders or with the program management and get the approvals from the customer also. And that's how we close it. And capturing lessons learned is very important. So this is overall journey, which you are already aware. I mean, if you are a project manager, but there were a lot of people from service delivery. So I just gave you the overview, how it starts, how it is executed. If you have to deep dive, then there is a detailed training for project management. We are not doing that, but we will understand the activities. So now there could be waterfall or agile project. This you already know. So if I talk about the waterfall project, can you tell me what is waterfall project? Put that in the chat. Team, waterfall project. What do you mean by waterfall? What is agile? Which one is better? Tell me that. Which one is better? Agile. Okay. Nidhi is saying agile. Madhuri, agile. Okay. Supriya says agile. I was expecting that answer. Okay. Hybrid. Oh, yes. There's hybrid also. I should have added that hybrid as well. Okay. That's good. Yeah, hybrid is better. Okay, we'll discuss. Yeah. See, after Agile came in, I worked in an organization which was really obsessed with Agile, and they said you have to do that project as an Agile. So what was the project? Project was Active Directory migration. I had done that project earlier, hardly 45 days. I could have easily finished that particular migration, everything I know how to do it, how it happens. So hardly there's any change in the scope. And I started using Agile, and then there were a lot of issues. My stakeholders didn't know Agile. I had to train them on Agile. Then I had to forcefully convert that project into Agile, where your scope is not evolving. So it's not that Agile is better or Waterfall is better. Both are good at their own pace or in their own areas. When do we use Waterfall? When everything is clear, when you know how to deliver that particular project, when you know how each and activity has to be performed, and you know that requirements are not going to change. So then if everything is fixed, we go with Waterfall. Why? Because then it would take less time, because there will be less intervention and we are reporting the performance, everything, and we can deliver the project within less cost and less time also. If it is Waterfall, yes. Yes, Kronal, you're right, scope is clear, we go with Waterfall. Agile, where scope is going to change, it's going to evolve over a period of time. But now, in order to overcome the challenge, because then it happens as we don't know the scope, we cannot predict how much it's going to be charged. There are ways, like for Agile, we do the cost plus billing. So there are ways to identify, we do the sprint based billing also. Every sprint we are going to charge. So there are ways to do that. But the first question that comes is, how do we justify the funding for those many months? If your project is going to continue for, let's say, 3 months or 4 months, how are you justifying the funding? How much funding do you need? Do you have an architecture and design upfront? No, it's going to evolve over the period of time. So those things are not available. And plus, usually for the Waterfall projects, we have the quarterly release cycle. When we talk about the Agile projects, we need changes in that. We need a monthly release cycle, or maybe even faster than that. If you're doing 2-week sprint iteration and you want to release every iteration, so then you have to break that particular cycle. So there are exceptions that have to happen. Now, in order to manage these things where you cannot predict things, you cannot get the funding approved and all that stakeholder buy-in. So then comes hybrid. Now in hybrid, people who know hybrid or people who don't know hybrid, for them, let me tell you, first 2 stages, requirement gathering and design, the contract signing, SOW, everything, that happens in Waterfall way. And then actual development when we start, that's going to be in iterations or in sprints. So that is hybrid. I hope we are clear. Show me thumbs up, team, if you're clear with the hybrid. Everyone? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Great. Wonderful team. Yeah. Okay, Arun, I'll explain hybrid again. Hybrid is a mix of Waterfall and Agile. So in Agile, we gather the requirements once, we create a product owner role. I'll create a product backlog and I'll discuss it with the team, explain what is our high level deliverable, and we are going to have, let's say, in that entire project, how many sprints are going to be there, how many releases will be there after how many sprints, first release, second release. So I add the release backlog, and the product backlog means it's a complete merger plan schedule. In Waterfall, I create the planning first, then we go for the complete design, architectures, we get the funding approved, sign off and all that, and then we start delivering it. So now when we mix it up, we are saying the requirement gathering and the designing part, because based on that funding would be approved. So let's get that done in a fixed way. And then when actual development starts, when the coding starts, when those reviews are going to happen, because we want to give customer or the stakeholders the look and feel, only then they give us the feedback. So when that is needed, so then we divide it into different sprints and we get the work done. Yeah. So that's more of a hybrid mix of Waterfall and Agile. Yeah, Divya, you raise a hand. Any question, you can type it in or you can talk also. Yeah,
Vikas. So just I'll not take much time, just couple of things I just wanted to So far, so good. So I hold around 10 plus years of experience in IT project management, where I've been following Agile and even with the hybrid model that you were talking about right now. So recently, I have moved into a role to a manufacturing rail industry. Okay, so it's like more or less it's a planning manager role.
Okay.
Like, so just my question here is how well this course is going to help me towards using, because we talk about agile, we talk about waterfall, we talk about sprints. Is it how well it's going to help me in? I do understand AI is now across all the industries, but
all the domains.
Yes, all the domains, probably. Just wanted to hear from you, as you are an expert. I would like to hear from you how it's going to leverage in my day-to-day activities. It's like more or less the same, the designation changes, but the entire workflow, which I'm doing, it's same as the project manager.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even though they're calling you as a planning manager, so it's not just one-time role. You are involved in day-to-day operation planning, the tactical planning, or maybe at times you might be involved in the strategic planning also.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah? So for any particular plan, you need to analyze a lot of data, a lot of information. And then you create effective plan. And plus, when there are exceptions, you need to review those, and then you are going to create those particular plans. So now, how to create a plan? So today we will learn the prompting part, that how do you create the plan from the information. But later, I'll show you how you create an AI agent which will scan all those documents or all the reports that are coming to you. It will scan within few seconds or within a minute. And then it will prepare a report for you, or it can create a plan for you, which you will have to just review and then send it to the stakeholders. So all the work that you are doing, you are spending hours and hours going through all that information, that can be reduced by more than half, or by, let's say, 70-80%. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Perfect. Good. Thank you. Okay. Yep, team. So overall, we know waterfall, agile, hybrid, and then again, just a minute, and I go back to the slides. Okay. So we were talking about the waterfall, agile, and now see, this is the PM world overall. If you look at this, so we are saying the complete set of project management activities across 10 knowledge areas. Now this is as per the PMBOK. These are 10 knowledge areas: integration, scope, schedule, costing, quality, resource management, communication, risk management, procurement, stakeholder management. Yeah. So we are saying across 10 knowledge areas, a PM runs dozens of recurring activities. Okay. Now remember, which activities can be automated? We always say first you optimize and then automate. So activities that are recurring, that are repeatable activities, all of those can be automated. If it is not repeatable, if you're just going to do it once, most probably we will not be able to automate it. Yeah. So remember, you can get an insight for that particular activity, like how to do that. That kind of example, you can pull it up from your LLM. Yeah. But to automate it, it becomes a challenge because it's only done once. And why do you want to invest time, effort, money in such activity which is only done once? So the condition is which activities can be automated. They have to be recurring activities, repeated activities. Only then you will be able to automate them. And every one of these activities in some, you can use that AI in some or the other way in these particular activities. So in integration, maybe project charter. Charter nowadays no one creates, but still project charter, where we used to create it as a project manager, I used to create it for the initial information, high level information about my project, what my project is, the outcomes that we are planning to deliver, the timelines, the overall funding or the budget. So that's charter, business case. Then project plan that we do, then close out and lessons. So that's more of an integration part. If we talk about the scope, so requirements or from the requirement gathering, I can create the work breakdown structure and the deliverables, define milestones, and the overall scope controls that have to be defined, how many reports, when those reports have to be generated. I can get that information. Means it can help me set up my particular project and execute the project. Overall planning, delegation, monitoring, and control. So it can help me in all of those. Now, this is just to give you that idea. So team, I want you to take a snapshot of this. We are going to look at further activities also. Right now, just take a snapshot and show me the thumbs up. I'm going to give you this slide deck. You will get these slides by the end of the day today. But keep this handy. This is important. Yeah. So if you are done taking snapshot or you're okay with these activities, show me thumbs up, team. Everyone. Okay. I think yeah. Perfect. So team, yeah, thank you, team. Thank you. Now, let me just quickly get there. More deliverables. AI can help you draft. So if I talk about the initiation and the planning, it can help me drafting business case, project plan, scope settlement. So all those activities that I was talking about more in detail. In commercial and contracts SOWs, I can use AI to create a sample SOW, or from the information, it can create the SOW. Now that is for pre-sales, where I'll have those SOWs created, sign-offs and all that. Then RFP, RFQ. RFP is a request for proposal that comes from the customer. The initial requirement of the customer, detailed requirement, and we create a proposal against it, we submit. And so mainly your solutioning team would do that. And then there would be, let's say we get the invitation for bidding or invitation for quotation or RFQ, and then we respond to that RFQ with BAFO, best and final offer. We negotiate that best and final offer, then the contract gets signed, SOWs and all. What pricing models have to be used? Now pricing model, even though you will create it by tool, but you are not, you will include yourself there. Human in the loop has to be established. The control has to be there. And plus, we are not saying that involve that AI in every regular billing and all that. No. Here, they are going to create the model and give us the idea. Otherwise, wherever you need human intervention, you have to keep that control. Yeah. And then execution and control, you can create the risk register and change request or, minutes of the meeting, different actions. Every activity that is repeatable can be automated. And the closeout. So now, how the training upgrades your PM role. So if I talk about the planning, earlier we used to spend hours and hours of time on planning. So now you're generating a structured first draft in minutes. Then apply the judgment. Means you're just getting that draft created by AI. You are going to use your experience, review it, and then get that approved or implemented. Yeah. Then reporting. So raw updates consisting RAG status and that's just the pack that you get. You have to just review it and send it. For the risk register also, yeah, it can review the risk, highlight the risk to you, and it can give you what is that risk, what is the mitigation plan, and how you prepare for it, or how do you manage that. For communication also, and for decision and closure as well. Now, AI fundamentals for project management. So see team, we are talking about the large language model, LLM. So you already know what is LLM, right team? Or what is generative AI, you already know, right team? Can you mention that in the chat, people? Or you can just mention that in the chat, because there are so many people. If you start talking, you will overlap each other. Yeah, LLM, large language model. Okay, that is generative AI. So what exactly does it do? So what exactly it does? You give it an instruction and it is going to complete the task as per your instruction. Means it will revert back. It will generate the information against your instruction and it is going to give it to you. So what it does, see, it's not going to copy something. It's not a deterministic model. It is a predictive model. So what it does, you are going to give an instruction or you are going to give it a prompt. It is going to take that particular prompt. It is going to understand that prompt. Yeah. Yes. Extract the information based on stored data like PDFs. Yeah, Raghavendra, you are right. So let's say these models, LLMs, are trained on a very huge data, vast data. Yeah. Now what they do, when you give it a prompt, it is going to check all that information and is going to generate the information and give it to you. Means against that similar information. It will not copy paste. That's not done by your LLMs or generative AI. That's why we call it as generative AI. It generates text, generates the images, videos, or whatever you want. It is going to generate that and give it to you. So it's not going to copy paste. So it works in that particular way. Yeah. So when I'm talking about any LLM, it's nothing but generative AI being used there. So we say it is not a deterministic model. Maybe you tell it to calculate 2 plus 2. So the answer that you can get 5 as an answer, or you can get 3 as an answer, or you can also get 4 as an answer, but possibility would be very rare because it will not copy paste. It will generate something new. Now, what happens when you send a prompt? When you are going to send a prompt, what it does, it will convert that prompt into tokens, and we are going to see how tokenization happens. So it will convert that word, your entire prompt into number of tokens. Yeah. Now those tokens get converted into vectors, and that's how the next vector or next token is predicted, and it captures that token. Means, let's assume the vectors are in a space. For example, if we consider it to be a space, like when one vector is here, so your words get converted into tokens, and then those tokens, which are the nearest tokens, based on that, it is going to predict, in that vector space, it is going to predict the next token, that is the nearest token, most likely token. And then that's how it will capture the another token and pair it and then give you the output. So if in the past, most of the people have searched for 2 plus 2, and maybe they have got the 5 as the nearest one. Yeah. So then it will pick up 5, or it will pick up 3, and it will give it to you. So what happens is, see, there is a generator and there is a discriminator. In the backend, it happens. Generator will generate the content, and if it is a copy, discriminator will say, no, you cannot share it because it's a copy. So it would change it. So this is how it works if we are talking about generative AI, so that you do not get the copy. This you have to remember. So how to fix this gap? You can do that also using the prompts. Yeah, where we ask for the references, citation. Then do not, so clear prompt, include this line in the prompt. Do not assume things. When you don't know, say no, and also share the citation. Means from which site, which source you have picked up that particular information. So then it will not hallucinate. Hallucinate means it will not start creating things of its own. It will pick up that information and give you the right information, also tell you from where it has got that information. So this will fix that particular issue. So now when I talk about the LLM or generative AI, this is how it works. It's a predictive model. It predicts your next statement, next sentence, or next word, and or next document that you want. It will predict and give it to you. It will not determine something. It's not a deterministic model. So that's why it is not good for doing the calculations. I tell you, if you use this, like one of my friend was highlighting it to me. I think I was doing some training on project management for them. So AI topic came in, and I think we were doing Prince2 or PMP. Somewhere we got that discussion. So when they were talking about the AI tool being used, so their project was, I think I gave them the task, or somehow some reference was there. They had to create the list of, they were calculating the salary of different employees. They had to create that particular information, the total budget that has to be calculated. Now they used Copilot. Copilot created that particular list and gave the final amount. When they did the calculation on an Excel sheet or by using the calculator, then the sum of the amount was different. So you cannot blindly trust that, because it starts hallucinating, it starts creating of its own. So you have to ensure that it is not doing that. For that, you have to add that line. Do not assume, say no if you don't know, and get me the citation. So that's how, please do not blindly trust. These instances have happened. Yeah. So what it does, generative AI, it goes in the database, checks and everything, and then it predicts your next word. Like for example, simple example, if you put a picture of a chicken, yeah, in front, let's say you're feeding that particular picture or training the data, that tool on that picture of a chicken. And you just paste it, what it will predict? It will say, okay, if it's a hen, means alive, so then it will say, okay, it is going to lay eggs, or you can say, it will predict that, okay, this is an animal and it works. This is how it lives for such a long, and it gives you eggs and all that. But if you say, I'm hungry, and then you post that picture, what it will say? It will predict that it is a chicken that is already cooked or going for cooking. So it will predict whether it is ready to eat or good to eat and all that. Then it will give you that information. So it starts predicting. It will not give you the it will not determine something for you. It's not doing the decision making. It is waiting for you to give the instructions, and as per that it predicts. Yeah. So that is what you need to remember. It predicts the next token, and that's how you get your next word, next statement, next PPT, next document, next PDF. That's how you get that. So that you need to keep in mind. So your prompt becomes input token. A model predicts one token at a time. Output grows. Each token feeds the next token and then stops at a limit or natural end. Now, let's look at this. 3 categories of AI tools that we are using. We are using generalistic tools, which is ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude, Gemini. Embedded Copilot. Now, embedded Copilot, so I'll show you even these plugins are available, or the Atlassian that we were talking about, or you have Notion AI, or you have even ServiceNow has embedded AI into it. Yeah. Or Microsoft Copilot, which is there in your Office 365, you can use that. So these are embedded tools. Now, why they are good? Because they already know the context on which you are working. Now, I have a plugin that I use of a Claude, where if I'm going through a site, I open a site, I can give it a command that can you scan this and give me the bullet points that I can, or give me 10 bullet points and summarize this particular entire site in those 10 bullet points. It does that because it already knows the context for which I'm using it. So that is benefit of embedded tools. Now here, when it says embedded Copilot, we were not just talking about Copilot as a tool. Means it is your co-assistant. It is a co-worker for you. It is a kind of partner for you. That's why it is called as embedded Copilot. Yeah. And then you have custom GPTs, or you create your agents, or you create your projects in different tools. So tools you configure or chain to run multi-step workflows, and we build these on last day and a day before, NA10 agents that we are going to look at. Now, if I talk about the ChatGPT versus Claude versus Gemini, now I want you to remember this, and I want you to do an activity on the next slide. See here, what we are saying is that who's the maker for ChatGPT? OpenAI, which is everyone knows. Claude, Anthropic, and Gemini, Google. Now, if I just compare them, the context window. Now, what is this context window? In every prompt, okay. So team, when you give a prompt, how important is the context? Is context playing any role? People who already use prompting, please mention that particular answer in the chat. What is context? Okay, you're saying, can you please explain embedded Copilot? Okay, Nidhi, I answered it. Okay. Yes, 100%. Okay. So team, when I say context, what is context? Context is that you are telling it the particular situation. What situation, or what is the current, let's say, project that I'm working on? What is the current situation of that particular project? So you have to define that. And when you define that, yeah, so how it will remember? It will convert that into tokens, and then it will remember that as the tokens. So context window is directly related to the number of tokens that are available. So here, when it says context window, that's for ChatGPT. That was roughly around 400,000 tokens in the application, and up to 1 million tokens via API that you can use. Now, these tokens we are going to understand in detail. That, see, I told you your your words that you're going to type into that particular prompt, the context that you're going to give it to, or if I attach a tool, I attach a Word document, for example, my project plan. So whatever is written in that particular project plan, it will be broken down into the tokens or converted into the tokens. So that's why we are talking about the 400,000 tokens or up to 1 million tokens via API. That is for ChatGPT. If I talk about the Claude has upper limit for tokens. Now here Opus, I'm specifically relating it to Opus 4.8. So that's around 1 million tokens that are available. And for Google, so that is Gemini 3.1 Pro, you have around 1 million up to 2 million tokens. Yeah. So that is the number of tokens, means it can remember those many words in words as in not exactly the words, because each word will not get converted into a token. It again depends on how that tokenization happens. So roughly the calculation is 4 letters, 4 alphabets will make one token. So that's how your entire list of words, or let's say you're writing a 1-page word that has around 750 words, they will consume around 1000 tokens. If I put it in 4 letters into one token or 3 letters into one token. So it will convert that. So we are talking about that as a context window. So context window is small in certain tools, context window is big in certain tools. Now there is a benefit of context window being big as well as small. Yeah. So if I talk about big context window, means it can have that much of memory that it can remember. If you let's say exhaust that tokens, that limit. So what it will do, it will start capturing the new tokens, new words, new prompts that you're giving it, and it will start releasing the previous tokens. So that window will shift like this, and the previous information that was there in that particular tool about your current task that you are performing, it would not remember that. So if it would not remember that, then it would start making up that information by itself. And then your tool starts hallucinating, because what has happened, the bigger prompts that you are giving it is going to then start hallucinating on the information that is already released. Means it has forgotten that, because the token window has shifted. So that you need to remember. That's why context window plays very important role. So how much you want your tool to remember, that depends on the context window. And there are ways. Yeah. Tell me, who's this?
Yeah, this is Burley.
Hey, go ahead. Yeah.
I have a doubt on that context window.
Yeah.
Here, ChatGPT, you mentioned that
Roughly around 400,000 or 1 million.
Yeah, correct. 1 million via API.
Mm-hmm.
So for Claude and Gemini, you haven't mentioned about that API.
Claude has a bigger context window as compared to ChatGPT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Suppose the ChatGPT need like more on this, it has to connect the API, right? So that will get
yes.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Then again, if we talk about what is it best at? So we are saying feels best at versatile all-rounder tooling, because even I started with ChatGPT. That was my first tool in LLM. I mean, when I started exploring LLM, I started with ChatGPT. And if you look at the Claude is very good for long documents, careful writing, writing that particular code also. Claude can create an application for me also. Yeah. So Claude is very good for that huge work that I wanted to get done. Whereas Gemini, I use it for creating innovative pictures. I just tell it and it is going to create those particular pictures, or it can create the videos. I mean, it has a multi-modal support for video, audio, PDF, everything. Now, having said that, these particular tools are competitors and they can do a lot of work if you integrate them with other tools. So it's not that only Claude is good or Gemini is good or ChatGPT is good, but it depends on the work that you are doing. Now, for me, I do a lot of presentations. I do I mean, I do consulting, so I have to create a lot of documents. I give it a command, I go and finish my tea or coffee. It gives me the document, then I go through that particular document. Going or scanning through the document takes time, but otherwise it does a lot of work for me. So Claude, I'm using Claude, and the NA10 agents, the workflow that I created, there also I can use OpenAI as a, I mean, with my agent, or Claude. I can use Claude also. So it has that versatility. I mean, credentials are already set up. So, but Claude is my favorite. Now it depends on what you are using it for. Yeah. Like Prashant said, ChatGPT is good at text. Prashant, it can create presentations also, but yeah, that, I mean, when you look at the presentations, they are not that dynamic or that good. Yeah.
No, they're actually very bad, because
Yes, it only gives you the plain presentation at time, and then you are like, oh, boss, I'm stuck. Yeah.
Or it could just give you steps on how to do that. Like, so,
Absolutely, absolutely. So initially, what I did was I used to use ChatGPT and to let's say get a lot of information when I was working in let's say one of the corporate organizations, and then I used to use Gamma to create my presentations. Gamma was very good tool at that time. Yeah. So even now, Gamma is there for presentation. So you have multiple tools. You can do that integration also. Yeah. But thanks, Prashant. That was wonderful. And then built-in web. Yes, all the tools are built-in web. And for the project manager, what is the sweet spot? ChatGPT, fast first draft and brainstorming. Yeah. But long status packs, nuanced communications. So Claude is the one. And Gemini for analyzing mixed media inputs. See, I tell you why I prefer Gemini or Google, because it is not making up that information by itself. It searches and it shares the data from the source. So Gemini or Perplexity is also there. Perplexity also does the citation, means it is very good tool for research. So same is with Gemini, you can use it for analyzing. Yeah. So both the tools are wonderful because they get you the source also. They will tell you from which source they are picking up that information. You can get that information. So that is the sweet spot for the project manager. So being a project manager, I think you can use all three as far as that free element is concerned. Otherwise, whatever your organization offers, Copilot is also there. So you can use Copilot as well, MS Copilot. Now, same prompt, two tools and what to watch. So team, now I want you to start doing this. Let's go ahead and let's give this prompt that you are a project manager. Draft a 5-line project status update for a client who go live and for a client whose go live is slipped by 2 weeks due to a vendor delay. Yeah. So give this prompt and let me know what tone you observe. Give the same prompt to ChatGPT. I'll paste this prompt. Just a minute. I'm going to paste this prompt in the chat. So I want you to use the same prompt in ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude, and maybe Google, Gemini, whatever you pick up. Yeah. So just a minute. I'm going to post it. And then so team, it's there in the chat now. So whatever is in quotes, use that as a prompt. Yeah. And let me know what is the result. I'm waiting. Team, did you notice tone and did you notice the depth? And is that tool also hallucinating? Did it invent a vendor name, a date, or a fact that you never gave it? So I want you to note these three things and then share your ideas. Okay, somebody has posted. Okay, Divya, you posted it from the ChatGPT. Okay, I want you to analyze and then tell me which one did you find good on tone, depth, and maybe hallucination. For example, let me also run this parallelly. I'll also open the tool. Yeah, just a minute, and I'm going to reshare my screen. And let me share it again. See, if I talk about this particular prompt, I have two tools that are right now with me. Okay, got it. Okay. New chat and then. So this is ChatGPT, and let me run this right in front of you. I hope my screen is visible, team. Can you show me thumbs up if my screen is visible?
Vikas, are you using the paid version?
ChatGPT right now, because I'm using it for different things, so it is a paid version for me, ChatGPT. And even Claude is my kind of co-assistant. So I'm using a paid version, but this single prompt will work for the free version also. You can use Copilot as well. Yeah. See, this one right now for prompting, you don't have to, let's say, use a particular paid version. Why? Because even if we talk about the 1 million tokens, that's a huge amount. Means within that, you can do that for around, let's say, if we spend this 2.5 hours continuous prompting also, you will not exhaust that data. Yeah, it's a very huge data, huge number of tokens. So don't worry. Right now you can use it free. I mean the free version. So if I go to Google, I'll just go to Gemini. I think I created my account on Gemini as well. I have it on Perplexity. Ask Gemini. So I'm posting the same prompt here. That you are project manager, draft a file line, project status report. Yeah. So if we go to this part, let's say ChatGPT. So the question was from whom? I didn't get your name. About the paid version, I guess. I didn't get your name. Okay. So team, let's say we are talking about the ChatGPT. So it's saying here is client ready file line update. So it is giving me that product delivery remains on track overall with the revised go live now scheduled 2 weeks later and then planned. And so it is giving me this kind of information. Now, if I go to Gemini, Gemini is giving me that in bullets, project status, the issue, mitigation, yeah, and revised schedule and next step. So it is also telling me what should be my next step. Yeah. So I feel this one is better. Now that's my first view at it. If I look at this is also good. But again, it says, it's also using a very good tone that we will continue sharing the progress updates to ensure a controlled quality focus and go live. So that assurance, that empathy is here. Here it is very specific, straightforward in bullets. It says, I will send a calendar invite for a brief alignment call tomorrow to review the updated roadmap. So this is precise, specific. Yeah. Now let's go to Claude. if I talk about the Claude, I have to just paste that here. Here it says, here's a 5-line status update you can send to the client. So it is drafting that particular email for me. Look at this, drafting an email. Yeah. And then it is suggesting a couple of things you may want to tweak before sending. So drop in the actual new go live date. So it is telling me what I should do. But did I get this in the ChatGPT or Gemini? No, I didn't. So that's my take on this. What about you? Please let me know which one did you find better. Claude is also similar like ChatGPT. Okay. Yeah, Deepak. Hey, Deepak, meeting again. Good, good. I thought you will be in the next batch. Okay. So Claude. I prefer Claude. Oh yes, you're with me. People who are preferring Claude. Okay, Vijayanand, Gemini, no problem. Gemini is also good. Yeah, give us the bullets. Claude is good.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
Perfect.
the Claude output and ChatGPT output looks almost similar on that one. While
Yeah.
the Gemini actually is giving a very detailed bullet points on that one and writing in a very professional.
Gemini, what it might have done, it has a vast source of information, multiple sources like Google search engine, right? So it might have got the reference from those particular sources and created something similar. Now here for ChatGPT and Claude, they bring in their own, let's say, on creativity. And so Claude went one step ahead and drafted an email, proper email, whereas ChatGPT gave us the idea that this is what you can include in the body. Yeah. So that's good. I mean, that was the only difference. You can use any of these tools. Why I wanted you to know this, because these tools differ on those particular points. Otherwise, they are doing the same thing. Whatever you are instructing, they are trying to create an information, generate an information against that. They're predicting what you want. So the prediction. Yeah. Now, this is, okay, what is hallucination as a concept? What do we mean by hallucination? Team? You can also unmute and talk if it's okay. Yeah, Nidhi, you're right. Gemini gives some kind of artificial output. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, team. Yeah, so
Yeah, one at a time. Sorry. Go ahead, Nidhi.
Yeah, I have been using Gemini for a lot of purpose, but every time when I look at its output, it's never satisfactory to me. It always looks like it's more artificial or just made up something. So if you're using it in your professional life, you should sound more realistic at the same time, even if you're using AIs.
A
So
more
for
human
me-
touch.
Yes, exactly. So every time when I am relying on Gemini's update, the output, I have to first tell Gemini that please make it sound more human, more realistic, more professional. That's when the Gemini gives the reply in that way. However, ChatGPT gives me more realistic answers. So I find it more useful. However, Claude I haven't used much because it's a paid version, and so it's very rare that I use it.
Okay.
That's it, yeah.
That's good observation. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think someone else was also trying to make a point. You can go ahead. I don't know.
yeah, hi Vikas. So what yeah, hi. So we use all these tools, ChatGPT, Copilot, and Claude in day-to-day BAU activities. So what I feel is Claude is more giving the point-to-point information and very relative information as compared to Copilot or ChatGPT.
Agree. I mean, Claude has an upper hand when it comes to Copilot and ChatGPT, because Claude, see, right now we are using Opus 4.8, which is one of the frontier tool. And accordingly, ChatGPT is also using GPT 4.0 or even, 5 is there. But still, the way it articulates, that is more better. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I did yesterday, I was making some report on some financial data. So within Claude, we have both options, right? Within Copilot, using GPT or Claude. When I used the GPT version, the data was a little vague. And when I used the Claude version of Copilot only, so it was a very beautiful data with all the points which actually I was looking for.
Perfect. Now that's where prompt engineering, our next topic, that is going to be related. Sorry, first tokenization and then the prompt engineering. That is important to get the right information from those particular tools. But again, why I wanted you to do this analysis was that whatever tool you are using, how to improvise that output, because there are better tools that are available. Again, it depends for what purpose are we using. If I need a quick reply, ChatGPT or Copilot could be one of them. Quick reply. Yeah. And sometime it happens if I give a vague prompt to ChatGPT, it will give me a reply. Like I tell you, long back, whenever I used to ask any information to ChatGPT, by default, it will give me a reply of 10 different bullet points. 10. That was the count that I kept in mind. If I'm asking it to let me know about the best practices in project management, for example, if I give that particular prompt, it will by default give me 10 as a number. Yeah, it used to do that. I'm talking about a version prior to 4.0 mini. Yeah, long back. So somehow that was okay for fast replies, but if I need depth, then Claude is one that I use. Claude give me that depth. Yeah. So my favorite on the checklist is Claude. Now it's up to you. Yeah. But good work, team. Thank you. Now, what is hallucination? We were talking about the hallucination. Raghavendra gave us a beautiful reply. He said, providing an imaginary or false information and showing it as a true and realistic. I mean, it gives you that reply with the confidence. Now, that hallucination is when it makes up things, when those things do not exist realistically. So when would this hallucination take place? It takes place when, see, again, how these tools are defined or created, they are designed or created in a way that they have to give you an answer. If you ask any, or if you give it a prompt, it has to reply back with the answer. It cannot say no on its own. So in order to give you the answer, at times when it is not finding the sources or that data, that information is not in its current database, so then what it will do, it will make up a data. I mean, that's not factual. It will make up that particular data like imaginary information. It will say, okay, this existed, and it will give you that information with confidence. Yeah. So that is hallucination. And that hallucination also happens because of the context. I mean, because of that limit on the number of tokens that it can remember, the memory. Now there is a RAG as a technology that we covered. So what it does in that, or even you can kill that hallucination. How? If your prompt has become a big prompt, so then you can ask it to get the update, I mean, on that particular prompt, I mean, convert it into 5 main bullet points or 10 main bullet points or a small summary. And then copy paste that summary into the new chat and start a new chat. So that will reduce the number of tokens to be remembered. Yeah. So you start collecting that particular information and use that reference for further information. So that's more like that is one of the ways to eliminate the hallucination. Because if anything falls beyond the token limit, and that token limit, I mean, that window keeps shifting. As soon as you give more prompts, it will start storing new prompts and releasing the old ones. So previous information would not be there in its database. So it would not remember that. It will not hold that. So that's when it starts hallucinating. That is one of the other reasons why it hallucinates, because of the limit that it can remember only those many tokens or only that much of context. Now, tokenization is a beautiful thing. We'll understand that tokenization. So this is hallucination. Some of the examples like, see, a confident, fluent answer that is partly or fully made up. So it invents dates, fake citation, plausible sounding, but wrong facts. It can do that. Yeah. Now how PM reduces it? Give it the facts. So when you start training that data on your project, feed in that information, give it the facts, and paste the real-time data. Now, again, real-time data could be huge. So what I do is I only paste the sections that I wanted to remember. Otherwise, it will consume all my tokens. So only context that it has to remember, I'll paste only that information and ask for sources. So citation, that is important. Another line in the prompt that you can add is do not assume things on your own. Say no if you don't know and share the sources or cite the sources. Ask that kind of, put that line in the prompt. So then it will not hallucinate. Then constraints, only use the numbers that I provided. Don't hallucinate or don't make up things. Verify externally, treat output as draft, check the stakes and lower the stakes. If your stakes are lower, impact is low, then you can get the correction also done by that particular tool. Yeah. But if stakes are high, then human in the loop, that is important. Now, what's safe to put into AI? Now that's important. See, I tell you, in your organization, if you are using your personal account for ChatGPT, Copilot, or whichever tool, don't use your confidential information. Sometimes it happens, people are working from home and they have, let's say, reached certain limit, or they are not using Copilot, or maybe some issues. So then they start using their personal account and they paste that confidential information of your office or of your work, of your project into that. Or maybe sometime, let's say I have a mobile. So what I do is I click a picture and I put it on maybe Claude or ChatGPT application that I would have, and I would ask for the answer. So unknowingly, you are leading to that breach of confidentiality. There could be legal, let's say, legal suits or legal actions against you. Please do not do that, because anything that you are putting on your personal account that you have created on ChatGPT or Claude, it is going to make it public. It tells you that we are going to use this information for training our system. So it's not that everything is safe. It's only that if you are using it on your official laptop where you're connected through the VPN to your official network, then those endpoints are secure. So data that you use will be used within your organization, enterprise license that your organization has. So be careful on that particular part. Yeah. Otherwise, it leads to breach of confidentiality. So that you need to remember. Using your official tool, that's good. That's important. Then tokens and tokenization. Now, this is what we were talking about. So tokens are a small pieces of text model, text a particular model reads. Now, I call it as chunk of information, means it is the information. Tokens are small chunk of memory of that particular tool. It's a memory, yeah, that it remembers. So what it does, it will convert your words or your alphabets into tokens, I would say. Yeah. Like here, for example, it depends from tool to tool. Here, it can be project management divided into 3 tokens. It can happen. Yeah. Or it depends. Like, for example, I'll show you a tokenizer. Sorry, I added it somewhere. Yeah. So there's a tokenizer and all these, like I'll open these. So I have a tick tokenizer. There's this particular tick tokenizer. It is mainly used for Python. It can convert that into these many tokens. If you look at this, it is simple. It's a Python script. So it will say that what is start? It is like you are a helpful assistant. Yeah. And yeah, that's it. Rest everything is that Python's syntax and all that we are using. You are a helpful assistant. Yeah. So it is converting all that script into tokens. So there is a tool called as tick tokenizer for that. But apart from this, you have this beautiful tool by OpenAI, like for ChatGPT. So you have this one as a, there was what? Tokenizer. Tokenizer by OpenAI. When you check Google, you will get this. Yep. What happened? So here, there's an example also that it will convert. Then I'll explain that it is talking about how many chunks. Yeah. So how many chunks, and there is this overlap also that we try to remember. See here, it is going to ask for some text. Now, let's say I have a prompt. When I entered this prompt, what it did, it converted into number of tokens. So I can see how many number of tokens. It is saying you are, it is converting each word into number of tokens. So I have around 30 tokens being consumed, and it is also telling me how many characters are here. So if I ask it to show me an example is very simple, like many words map to one token, but some don't, I mean, that is invisible and all that. It is talking about which GPT tool I'm using. Yeah, which GPT model. So this example has 53 tokens and 252 characters. Now this is a different way of converting that particular each word into tokens. Yeah, that is by OpenAI. Now so ChatGPT uses this kind of tokenizer. So if I am going to another one, and that would be this RAG Playground, you can use this. This is again a beautiful link. I'll put it in the chat. Just a minute. So even you can go to this tool. Now here already a text is pasted. I can remove this. I can paste my chat. I can delete this. I can paste my, oh, sorry. I'll pick up that prompt. So I've created these prompts here. So if I paste this particular prompt here, see, it is saying that it can consider this to be in one single chunk. Piece of information, one single chunk. Yeah. And I'm also, see, right now overlap is 0 because there is no other chunk. If I paste it here, yeah, and here, so it is considering it to be only one chunk because information is getting repeated. Otherwise, it can give you, if I go back, okay, I'll just refresh this. So if you look at this, what it does, it is considering each statement into one chunk. Now again, here, look at this chunk size, 500 words it can include in the chunk. I can reduce this. Overlap size. Now what is this overlap? So if I have to give it a context, I've given this para and then there is a next para, or let's say, like I say, that Vikas is a project manager and he also manages programs. So these are two different statements. Now, if I have to say that you have to remember he. So what he is referring to Vikas. Yeah. So what I'll do that chunk overlap. So right now overlap is that 3 chunks will be overlapped. So it will remember that in the memory that who's Vikas. Vikas is a project manager, and whenever I use he, so then based on that chunk that it is going to keep in the memory, he'll remember he is Vikas. So he is referred to as Vikas. So that's why that overlapping. So we are saying overlapping of 3 chunks that we can have. And then, yep. So this is a RAG play that we use. So this is a way to remember the context. And that's where I was saying that RAG is a very good technique where you don't have to remember the whole context. So what it will do, it will remember the previous 3 chunks of memory. Yeah. And then again, this is about the chunks, and I was just trying to tell you that we can have vector embedding also, but that's going to be more technical in nature. So right now we were just trying to, I was just trying to show you along with that tokenization that we use. So here you have chunks, chunk size that, you can see how it is created. So this is also a very good link. Keep it handy. We might need it on 3rd or the 4th day. So we'll keep it in your favorites. Yeah. So this is about tokenization that we were looking at. So dividing those words into tokens, and the technique that is used, byte pair encoding. Now what is this byte pair encoding? if there is a word that keeps repeating, like project management, 3 tokens are created here. If I am trying to, let's say, if I see the project management, means these 3 tokens are used together multiple times. So tools, what they are doing is LLMs are converting into one token. Project management as one word, if it is used multiple times. Or if only, let's say, project. Now, in many cases, what will happen is project will get divided into 2 tokens, because PROJ, that is one token, and ECT, another token. So these 2 tokens, now if project as a word is getting used multiple times in that particular document or the prompt or that memory, so then what it will do, it will convert them together, or pair them together in one particular token. So that is a technique that it uses. So over a period of time, it helps in reducing the tokens also. So tokenization is that splitting step, and most modern LLMs are using byte pair encoding, BPE. So where now we discuss those chunks. So it says common chunks like ing become a single token, and rare words split into several tokens. Like here, MENT. So this will be used as one token. Yeah. And that MENT, wherever it repeats, that will be considered as one particular token getting repeated. So that's how it helps in optimizing the number of tokens. Yeah. Now there is a way to optimize the tokens. I'll show you that also. Telegraphic way of writing prompts in which you remove the preposition itself. So it will remember those also. Hey, Ashwini, is there a second question from you, or is this hand raised from the previous?
No, this is the second question, Vikas.
Tell me.
Last time we discussed, like, there is a Ryzen framework, right?
It is there. We are going to look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, for the prompt creation and
yes.
to create the token.
It's coming. We are heading towards it. Right now, I was just talking about the tokens, so that we understand tokenization is very important. Yeah. So right now, did we get the idea how tokenization happens? Means how your words break into tokens. And those tokens, then those, just a minute. Then those tokens are also divided into, there is this coding, ID is given to those particular tokens. Yeah. So they get converted into vectors later. The thumb rule, every PM should memorize this. 4 characters roughly, like I was saying, project PROJ. So 4 characters roughly around one token. One word, so 0.75 words equals to one token. If we are talking about the 4 characters. So if we convert it into the number of words, or like you multiply it with 1,000, so 750 words means 1,000 tokens being consumed. And one page of text, 500 to 600 tokens are consumed. So this is just to remember, because billing, it would impact the billing. But there is a thinking tokens or thought tokens also. Input token, so you get billed on the input token as well as output token, but there is a thinking or thought tokens. You get billed on that also. So that we will see. See now, context window, it includes your input tokens plus output tokens. So input, output together. That will be your context window that your tool is going to remember. So everything counts against one budget, your prompt, and any document you paste, the conversation that you have in the past, and the model, model's reply also to that particular conversation. It will remember that, and it will not forget it. So let me tell you, when you are writing a prompt, like we gave it a prompt, it has given me a reply of, let's say, 1 page. So what it will do, I gave it a prompt, so it got converted into number of tokens. Then it gave me a big reply, that is also token, input token, output token. Then in the backend, when it might have, let's say, might have reached out to certain database or certain LLM, from there it might have got some data, then verification might have been done. So if I put let's say, condition that do not assume things cross-validate it twice or thrice. So the time it is going to do that validation, it calculates the number of tokens there also. Those replies that it is getting, those tokens are also built into my output tokens. So when you look at the number of tokens, it's not just the prompt that you have written, it's all the work that has happened. So it is that number of tokens that it is capturing, and we get built on the input tokens as well as output tokens, and thought tokens get built with the output tokens. That's how it happens. Now, important point is, if I got a reply, when I send a kind of another prompt on that reply, so it's not only that it is going to consider tokens for that new prompt. No, it is going to consider the previous output that it has given, the tokens that it has worked on, thought process and all that, and then the input tokens from the previous chat. So look at the way your number of tokens are going to scale now. That's why most probably you might have seen when you are using those particular tools, the limit get exhausted very fast, because it is going to consume all those tokens, or going to repeat all that again. So your tokens are getting consumed at a scale. That's the problem. Yeah, Ajay, you raised a hand. Ajay Patil.
Yeah, so Vikas,
Yeah.
if we have a chat history, like whatever the chat GPT history or whatever we have,
Mhm.
conversation history, so all this will have a tokenization. I mean,
Yes. Yes.
if
So
you
I tell
remove,
you,
yeah.
tell me.
to remove that history, will it allows us to use more tokens?
See, I'll tell you. Remove that history. That is okay. You start a new chat. It will not remember anything from the other chat. Yeah. Now the chat that it keeps in the database. If I'm going to same chat and I'm running a prompt there, so in the backend nowadays tools have started using that RAG technology, RAG. We were talking about that RAG play, right? So it is not going to remember your entire history. It only remembers the overlap of chunks that we have done. It will remember only those many chunks. Or you can say, or the technique that happens is using RAG, it takes the summary of those particular, that history, and it will remember only that. It will not remember the entire history, only the high level points. And that's why when you ask it a question that, okay, can you tell me, I asked you to do certain task on Monday, can you give me that information? It will not share that information. It will say, no, I don't remember that, or it will hallucinate. So that's what you need to remember, that it is outside your context window. So now it will start hallucinating, or whenever you are finishing your task for that particular day, ask it to summarize whatever you did and take that summary, paste it in a Word document or wherever. So when you start a new chat, paste that summary there and start a new chat. So that's how it's a way to remember the previous context or previous history. That's one of the ways. Nowadays, tools are using that RAG. With the RAG, they pick up, they are doing same thing in the tool. So that's how their context window is more now. Like we are talking about Claude. Claude has a very good context window because of that RAG technology. It's one of the ways. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes, Monica. Yeah, Ajay, any question before I go to Monica?
No. Thanks.
You're welcome. Yeah, Monica.
Here, as you use Claude, I just wanted to understand in the set of instructions which we use to configure Claude in the beginning, if you're setting the instruction something like do not quote any information without knowing the sources, or we don't please me, give me the straight facts or something like that, would that also, whenever we are initiating a conversation, would that also be part of tokenization?
Yes. See, I'll tell you what happens.
Thinking, right?
Yeah. So when you create a project, we call it as custom GPT in ChatGPT. In Claude, it is a project.
Yeah.
If you have created a project, so then you have to give those instructions only one time.
Okay.
Yeah. Means like, let's say I was doing a project on, let's say we are implementing DevOps pipeline or implementing a DevOps or DevSecOps for a particular team. Yeah. So I have to deploy those pipelines. I have to implement the tools, do the integration. Nowadays it is easy, but earlier it used to take a long time, and maybe let's say project itself is go live with that particular pipeline where I have to train the developers on using those particular tools and all that. Yeah, complete project.
Got it.
I have to do a pilot. Now, if I feed all the information, I go to Claude. See here, I'm going to show you this tomorrow, but I go to Claude here, projects, and I can create a new project. So what I'll do is I'll name that particular project, like, is it course designer agent, HR agent, whatever. And then I'm going to give it instructions. Now, this is where I give it clear instructions that do not hallucinate, do not assume. So whatever you told me, those instructions I'm adding here.
Okay.
Yeah. So this, it will remember, and my team can question it. Then it will give you the answers from that information itself.
Okay.
Then it will not hallucinate, because here I'm setting the guardrails. These are the guardrails, boundaries that I'm setting for that particular project. But imagine if I go to a new chat and there I give the instructions and then I'm doing the prompt. So what will happen? It has a token limit. As it moves away from the token limit, it will forget those instructions also.
Okay.
Yeah. But 1 million tokens, that's still a huge window. You don't consume those many tokens unless and until I'm putting a lot of documents into it that you review these SOWs, give me the idea, or you go through these videos or their transcripts and give me the update that how these or what was the overall content. So then it will utilize those tokens. Otherwise, it has a huge window. Yeah. So I hope I answered that. Was that good?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So team, here that is context window and it keeps shifting. So you have to remember that. So it says you trim what you paste, means your system instructions, only paste the instructions that you have, that is needed. Don't paste the unnecessary instructions also. Yeah. It will consume tokens or it will not remember in the context. Summarize long chats, like if you have given it a lot of prompts and now you think that it will forget the previous one, then you ask it to summarize and use that summary for the further chats. And means it is kind of reset. So in a long thread, ask for a recap and start fresh to reclaim space. And then cap the output. You define that you want output only in 5 bullets or 6 bullets, because every output will also have those number of tokens. So the cost of output tokens is very high. That is twice or 5 times the input tokens. Why? Because with that, they are also going to build your thought tokens or thinking tokens that are being utilized. So output tokens are always expensive as compared to input tokens. And billing is done on both. Now, for example, if I talk about the token limits, so we already discussed that Claude, Sonnet, Opus or Sonnet, whichever model you're using, roughly around 1 million tokens are there. Even for Gemini, up to 2 million, it can go up to 2 million. And older versions used to have less number of tokens. Now within that also, Opus and Sonnet has 1 million token as a limit, but there's Haiku. Haiku can go up to 200,000 tokens. Means, see, Haiku will not give you that kind of structured output. It's a kind of low tool. Yeah, it's not a frontier tool. It's a low tool. Billing also, you don't have to pay that high for using this particular model. But I tell you, my best is Opus. Now, Claude has come up with that Fable 5, I guess. So that's going to be more advanced. I think I used it for a day or so. I didn't use it further. Yeah. Then how to use a tokenizer. So you have OpenAI tokenizer, tick token, the one that I showed you, that is for Python. You can use that for Python scripts. But otherwise, OpenAI tokenizer is there. And provider count endpoints. So Anthropic count tokens and Google count tokens return exact count for those particular models. So you can ask them to share the number of tokens that are being utilized. Now, why tokens matter? We already discussed billing happens on the number of tokens. And if that limit is hit, then it will start hallucinating. And see, speed and quality. More tokens, slower replies. If more tokens are being consumed. Means if your context has become so big that every time what will happen is you give it a prompt, it gave you the answer. Now next time when you give do a re-prompting, so it will go through all what you have, what it has given to you, or what was your initial prompt. It will consider all that. It will process all that. So that's why you start getting slow reply after certain limit of re-prompting that you do. Maybe you have sent it 3-4 times, you have prompted, and every time the answer to that prompt was huge. So then in the 4th or the 5th prompt, it will slow down. Yeah. And then what will happen? It will start hallucinating, because it will, if context is too huge, so then it forgets the middle part. It only remembers the beginning and the end. So then you will not get the right answer. So that is another problem if we are talking about the huge prompts. And then predictability, that becomes a challenge. Eliminating tokens upfront means no nasty surprises when you roll a prompt out across the whole portfolio. Now, 3 kinds of tokens. I already told you: input tokens, output tokens, and thinking tokens. Thinking tokens are hidden. They are used for reasoning. When your one model is reasoning the another one, or they are reasoning the output that was generated. So when that reasoning happens multiple times, so then those thinking tokens are consumed at a scale. So here, input token, what you send. Yeah. Example, a 2-page brief pasted, that would be around 1000 to 1200 tokens. And billing, so cheaper tier has less billing, like Haiku will cost you less, Opus will cost you more. Yeah. And then output tokens, so what the model writes. So every token a model generates back to you, means whatever output you have got, that will also be calculated in tokens. So it is expensive. It is 2 or 5 times the input token. That is the price that you have to pay. Now what I can recollect, I think, if I'm not wrong, your Claude, the Opus that you are using, that's where they are charging $3 per million input tokens, and they charge around $7 or $10. I don't remember exact figure for output tokens, per million output tokens. So that's how you need. I'm sorry, per 15 million tokens. I don't remember the exact number. So you'll have to check that. So that's how the output tokens are expensive. And the hidden tokens, they get built along with the output tokens. That you need to remember. A hard analysis can burn 3000 plus thinking tokens you never see. They are hidden. And this is how, that's how the billing for those particular organization is huge. So what they do is, most of the AI companies, like if I talk about Claude, if I'm talking about ChatGPT, or Gemini is okay, that's different case. But ChatGPT, Claude, for example, or Copilot, not even Copilot, because they have other things. So their AI division, the AI as a company, they are not making profits. They are in loss because of all this. And they are in competition right now. So they are offering those enterprise licenses, or they are trying to give you those particular, let's say, membership, the licenses where, let's say I'm using Claude, I'm using their $100 license that I'm paying, $100 every month. Yeah. So that is expensive as compared to the other models. Like if I go for personal account on ChatGPT, the good one, I think it is around 1900, 1800, something that I have to pay. So organizations are charging that much. But again, if I use those many tokens, even in the paid membership, who's at fault? So then there will be, then the billing would be costing at their end. See, this is what we are saying, a prompt to a line on your invoice, like 1200 input tokens and the output token 650. So per report, that's going to be these many dollars, 0.0134. And that's going to be, let's say for 200 per month, that's going to be around $2.68. Yeah. So this is where if your token limit, if you want to play within the token limit and you don't want the cost to be very high, you have to use prompt engineering. Your vague prompts can consume all those tokens, means 4 times the input tokens for one answer. That is the consumption of the output tokens that would happen if you don't give it a right prompt. So that's why we have to ensure that we use the right prompting technique. And what are the major tool charges? So these are those tool charges like for input, and this is per million. So ChatGPT, that is around $2.5 per million input tokens, $10 per million output tokens. And Claude or Sonnet is $3 per million input tokens and $15, sorry, I was wrong for Claude, $15 per million tokens. Yeah. Haiku is cheaper. Haiku is 0.80 or per million input and $4 per million output. And your reasoning means thinking tokens. They are included in output for ChatGPT, build as output in Claude also, build as output in Haiku, build as output in Gemini also. Yeah. Now let's go to the prompt mastery without wasting time. So why prompt engineering is needed? We already discussed, because if we use a vague prompt, it will consume our tokens and we will not get the right reply in the first go. It will consume time also. Right, team? You with me? So team, if you are still with me and if you have understood the tokenization and ready to move into this prompt engineering, can I have some thumbs up? Everyone? Are you with me? Yeah? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, team. So now, when we are talking about the prompt engineering, simple. Why we need prompt engineering? Because we want a specific output in the first go. We don't want to waste time. We don't want to waste tokens. And that's where we don't want to waste money also. Yeah. So engineer prompt, like this is one of the engineer prompt where we are giving it a role, we give it a context. Yeah. Everything is given. So it will give us right length audience and the content first time. We don't have to repeat our let's say prompts. So no retries, fewer tokens, less time, constraints, stop it, inventing facts. Yeah. Means it will not hallucinate. How better prompts cut token usage? We already discussed it will kill the retry, cap the output, because we also tell it that we want output in 5 bullets, or what do I want in the output? So it will cut down the output. Send only what is needed, reuse, cache, and pick a lean framework and be specific. So that's the benefit of using prompts. Doing the prompt engineering. And one framework to learn first. This is your base. There is Ryzen, there is CoStar, there are multiple frameworks that we are talking. But at the end, everything that you need to remember is this role, context, task, format, constraint. Means in your prompt, you have to mention this. Role, context, means what role do you want that LLM to play, the model to play, that tool to play. Like act as a senior PM in FinTech. So you're defining its role. You're giving it a situation that our go live slipped 2 weeks due to vendor delay. So that is context. Then the task, you are defining what it has to do. Draft a client status update. Then the format, in which format do I want that client status update? Because that will cap the output tokens also, right? So that is 5 bullets and then 1 line in which you are explaining what is next step. And then constraints, we are defining the guardrail. The maximum 120 words, only use fact I gave. This is indirectly I'm saying do not hallucinate. Do not create something on your own. Yeah. So team, this is the right way to define the prompt or to write a prompt. So that is RCTFC. RCTFC. That's how you remember role, context, task, format, constraint. You choose any framework. We are going to see those Ryzen CoStar framework, but this is your basic. Yeah. So here, if I talk about this, I was just about, so I'm giving you the PDF copy of this slide deck. You will get it by the end of the day today. So don't worry, this would be there with you, but I want you to take a snapshot of this, team, everyone, or maybe let me just click a snapshot and then I want you to write a prompt using this particular format: role, context, task, and format and constraint. And I want you to share the output in this chat. You can use any tool, ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude, whichever tool. But I want you to write a prompt in this particular format. Think, or whatever you are doing on daily basis, pick up one prompt, use whichever tool you want, but use this format. That is RCTFC. Means role, context, then task, means what you want it to do, format in which you want the output, and the constraint, limits, the guardrails. So team, please go ahead. So this prompt that you are looking on the screen, what I'll do is I'll paste that particular prompt also. So I've posted that particular prompt as well. That is role, then your context, then task, format, and constraint. You can use this as a sample and then copy paste and change the information and use it and share your output. And I hope you are creating a separate document where you're pasting all this, all the prompts that you are trying today. You're posting those particular outputs in that particular chat. In that document, sorry. The team, are we getting the output or are you creating the prompt? Everyone. Yes, team, come on. So team, is it working? If it's working, say yes or no in the chat or show me thumbs up. If you have tried it or you're already done writing the prompt, you have used it. Yeah, okay. Thanks team. Yes, I see a reply from Divya. Very good, Divya. Expect partly cloudy sky with a chance of light showers. What is this prompt? That was for weather.
I have given a prompt as like consider yourself as a weather forecaster and give.
Okay. Then you gave it a task.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So you use that RCTFC.
RCTFC, and I also restricted to 3 bullet points.
Okay.
Not more than that, like 130 words or so.
Good. This is one of the best ways. Yeah. Great. I liked it. Thinking out of the box.
Yes.
I thought maybe you will pick up something from the projects. Okay, good. Thank you. Others, I hope you are also getting a taste of that RCTFC, everyone. Can you share your feedback? Are you able to do it? Is it creating a problem? Are you getting stuck anywhere? I have around 46 people. Hey team, are we going good, everyone? Yeah, worked well. Okay, thanks, Nidhi. Yeah, Deepak, yes. Good, good. Okay, perfect. There's a lot of action waiting for us. Ajay, yes, I use ChatGPT to create prompt. Oh, wow. Shared it in Gemini and it gave wonderful reply. Wow. Ajay, you're doing that in a good way. I mean, you're testing tools against each other. Yeah. But that's good. Hey team, you can use ChatGPT Copilot to create the prompts also. You tell them which model you want and they will create prompts. That's really good. But at times what happens is then you are using Copilot in the office and you are in a situation on certain project. So it is recommended that you learn that technique of writing the prompts. That is very important technique for a project manager. Yeah. Oh, yes. So I think that's Hyacinth. I just see HYA. That's Hyacinth, I guess. And that's a good RCFT. Okay, prompt digital technology library website. Okay, you have defined a role, act as a senior full stack web developer and context. So you have defined developer digital technology library website and then the task. Oh, wow. You have defined so many tasks. You have defined the format and the constraint. Total implementation. Okay, good. Surbhi, great. I use below prompt in Claude. Okay. RCTFC. Wow. Good, Surbhi. That's wonderful. Okay, Hassan. Thanks. We are meeting again. And then Monica. Yeah, Monica. Wow. This is also a good prompt. Yeah. So good team. Good to see that. Okay. Oh, that Claude Fable 5 is currently unavailable. They launched it. I used it for a day, I guess. And then it is unavailable now. And Deepak, what about purchasing the ChatGPT Pro for the next 2 days? You can see the monthly cost is around 400 rupees, $399 or $20. Yeah. So you can buy that ChatGPT Pro and that will help us. Yeah. Oh, sorry, ChatGPT Go. I said Pro, it is Go, ChatGPT Go. And that is for $20 and or 399 rupees. Yeah, you can take that. It's monthly charge and then maybe if not needed in the future, you can disable it. Yeah, that is ChatGPT Go. Oh, you already have ChatGPT Go. Wonderful, Deepak. That's great. Yeah. Okay, so team, let me just share the screen and we have to practice a lot. I'm going to, yeah, let's go for this. So if you look at it, so now we were talking about the RCTFC assembled into one prompt. So you have role, constraint, context, task, format, and constraint. Very good. Now, if I talk about most frameworks, they are based on this RCTFC. That is reordered. If you look at those particular frameworks, like you have RTF. RTF is role, task, and format. Now, role, task, and format, that is for quick, simple ask. Yeah. And this is the 10-second prompt. It will give you the answer within 10 seconds. Fast. Then you have race. Again, depending on this, in race, you are adding action. So role, action, context, and expectation. That is fast everyday prompt with a goal because you are giving it a goal, what action it has to perform. Context was there earlier also, and you're also talking about the expectation. So that's going to include the goal, what it has to do and why. Then co-star. Co-star, we are going to discuss. Co-star is when audience matters because in that you're talking about the tone, you're talking about the style, you're talking about the audience. So it is when human touch has to be there. Mainly used for communication, tone, and audience control. Then Ryzen framework, it gives you the precision. So role, instructions, steps, end goal, narrowing. So multi-step analysis where you want the reasoning. Yeah. And then crisp. So where you're talking about the capacity, role, insight, statement, personality, experiment. Now this is for creative work. Creative work exploring tonal variations. So then you can go for crisp or you can use APE, action, purpose, and expectation. Now I tell you most commonly I use is Ryzen or co-star. Co-star when we have to consider the audience or the tone. So these are two commonly used ones. I mean, commonly used prompts that I put in my practice. Otherwise, RCTFC, that is going to always be there. So these are just the variations of this. Yeah. So now let's take some quick examples. So when to reach for which particular framework, this slide is very important for you. And maybe you can take a snapshot of this. Wait a minute, just a minute, I'll go back. My screen has this, yeah. So here we are talking about just a snapshot of this particular picture. I want you to take this, keep it handy. You are getting the PDF copy, but right now keep it handy. Quick factual ask, go for RTF or no framework. Yeah. Like for example, what are the PMBOK knowledge areas? Those 10 knowledge areas, it will give you those 10 knowledge areas. Then stakeholder communication, for that you have CoStar, where we said tone and then audience that matters. Style, tone, audience, that is CoStar. Analysis, you must audit, means when you want the correct data and lot of verification validation that has to be done, or where it creates the evidence. So there you need Ryzen framework. So in that you have, you can use it for risk analysis, estimate challenges, or you want the steps shown. And for creative brainstorm, then you have CRISP, or for most day-to-day PM work, you have RCTFC, the main umbrella prompt that we use everywhere. Yeah. So that is RCTFC, that is most successful, but this is for different reasons. Quick is RTF. Now here, if we talk about RTF, when to use? So use when you need fast or simple action, simple response, then you have race. So use when everyday prompts with clear goal, because you're talking about the expectation, CoStar, when the audience matters, Ryzen, when you need evidences to be created, you want the reasoning shown, CRISP for innovation, yeah. APE, that is action, purpose, and expectation. The why drives the output, means why we want, what is the expectation. Then you also have task, action, goal. So 10-second goal, focus, ask, or you have RODES, that is role, objective, details, example, sense check. So you need a detailed example-led specification, or you have that TCREI also. That is task, context, reference, evaluate, iterate. So use when Google iterating towards a refined result. So team, these are different variations again of RCTFC. So it says all of them are RCTFC reorder. Now here I'm just talking about fast everyday prompt. You can use RTF, role task format, and race. So here is the example, like act as a PM, means that's the role that you are defining, and summarize these meeting notes into 5 decisions and 5 actions. So you have defined the format also, and you have defined the role, and you define the task, and then you're defining the format. They give a 2-column table or 3-column or whatever. And here it is role, action, context, expectation. So as delivery lead, draft a risk email action. Our vendor slipped by 2 weeks. That is the context. And reassuring under 120 words, one clear next step. That is your expectation. So this is expectation. This is context. You're defining what action it has to perform and what is the role. So this is also for quick response. Now, if we talk about, let's say CoStar. CoStar is when audience matters, yeah, and then you can have task, action, goal, that is for quick task. So these are some of the examples. Like in CoStar, we are saying context, objective, style, tone, audience, response, that has to be mentioned. So context is go live, slipped. Objective is keep client confident, and style is concise, tone, warm, accountable, and audience is non-technical client, and response is 4-line email plus next date. And then we are talking about the Ryzen framework. So that's role, instruction, steps, end goal narrowing. So where now we talk about the reasoning. That's why Ryzen. Yeah, reasoning means evidence has to be created. So there we are saying that you define the role, that is risk manager, instruction, assess the plan, and then steps, list the risk, score and mitigation, and the end goal. That is a broad, ready top 8, a board ready with top 8 risk. And then we are talking about narrowing, that is schedule and cost only. Yeah, Divya, you raise a hand. Tell me.
So, yeah, Vikas, just I have a small doubt. Say, for example, how do we identify which prompt, like you have already given this, the snapshot also.
When to use, when to use which one?
Yeah. So one thing is like, say, for example, I'm just giving you a small example here. I might have a tool in my organization where there will be a lot of tasks that can be tracked across a simple tool. Okay. So now that can happen. That can have a export, Excel export.
Yeah.
If I wanted to give just a raw Excel export to any of this ChatGPT or a Claude or anything, and then ask them to give me a dashboard of if like highlighting the risk which has been already, there is a column of risk or form. So in that way, what is that like exactly I have to do this? What should be done?
I can use the first one also. Role, task
Simple.
and format.
Okay.
That is what you are saying, that you act as a project manager and this is the table this is the database that you have to scan and give me the output in this particular format.
That's all. Simple.
Yeah, that is simple, quick. Now, if I have to send the communication, means it has to be, there is a report that has to be drafted and email, then CoStar. Yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I'm talking about the risk and the mitigation has to be there, scoring has to be done, then Ryzen is good because the reasoning, evidences, it does the cross validation. That is the Ryzen.
Rightly said. Okay.
So this particular table or this particular slide makes more sense. So keep a snapshot of this and you will get the copy of this slide deck also. But this picture should be on your desktop.
Yes.
Yeah. So take a snapshot of this, everyone. Yeah.
So because Ashwini here, sorry for interrupting.
No,
So
go
if
ahead.
suppose I want to generate a PPT in very beautiful manner by taking some data and present into client, then which prompt we have to use basically?
See, if I have to generate that PPT, so then what I'll do is, if you ask me, I'll go with this anyone with the expectation. Like here, action, purpose, expectation means what do I expect? So I'm giving it a goal. Yeah. So then, tell me.
So in that case, like basically Claude is better way to use it, or
Claude is better. Claude is better. What I do is now I'll tell you, for Claude, I define the role that you are a service delivery manager. Then I define that what are you doing? See, again, simple RCTFC. Remember that and you can solve any problem. So I define the role. I define a context that you are going for a service delivery review. Yeah. And then I give it a task that you have to go through all the SLA reports or all the performance reports or the monthly service reports that have come from all the teams. Yeah. And then I define the format. Yeah. And then I define the constraints that I want. So format is, I want it in the PPT format or a Word format. Then I define that there should be only these slides. Some slides should highlight, let's say, a particular area, then the area, or I give it a flow that this is how I want. Yeah.
Suppose I want to purchase the paid version of any tool, then which one will be better to
Claude.
purchase?
Invest in Claude. In case if you don't have a budget constraint, it's expensive also. Claude is expensive. Claude also has that $20 limit. There's a $20 plan. There's a $100 plan. So you can pick up $20.
That is monthly plan.
Monthly. If you have that kind of work, if you are just doing it on the fun purpose, then don't buy any tool, any membership. Then ChatGPT Go. Yeah. That is cheapest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So team, Yep. So remember this, keep a snapshot of this on your screen. I mean, make it your your desktop wallpaper, something like that. Yep. Okay. So all this is same thing. I've explained it. Now, remember, as we are talking about the prompts, so whatever we discuss, they can be used for this 0 shot, 1 shot, few shot or multi-shot. Now, what is this 0 shot? Where we don't give it an example. 0 shot, we directly ask the question, means it's very generic. Yeah, I directly ask it a question. Then please, or like I go to Claude and I tell it that, can you tell me that example of 10 knowledge areas? Yeah, that is 0 shot. Then I give it an example that, see, this is what I want. So like, prepare a status report as shown in the example or as attached. So I'll upload a sample status report and I'll ask it to prepare the similar one from the given data. So that is example where I'm telling it that this is something that is already done. I want it in this way. Yeah. So add one worked example before your real ask, and the model copies its pattern, the quickest way to lock the format and the tone you want. Or I can attach an email. I can tell it that this is the email that I sent earlier. This is my style of communication. Copy that and create a new email with this particular information. So where we are giving it a reference that this is what we want. Do it in this way. So 0 shot, where you don't give it an example. Quick ask, 1 example means that is 1 shot. And few shot or multi-shot, where you're giving it multiple examples, multiple references that refer to all these attached documents, and then create a new one with this particular information similar to these documents. Use the same header, footer, put the logo in the header, in the footer there should be IP of the organization that you have to protect. So you define that. So that is multi-shot. You give it multiple examples. So these are good to know. I mean, why I'm telling you this is just to build your vocabulary. If you come across certain people and they're saying 0 shot, 1 shot or multi-shot, what exactly it is. Are we clear? Team? Okay, team, what if I paste certain prompts in the chat and you tell me whether it is single shot, multi-shot, or is it a kind of, mix? Yeah, just give me a minute. And I'm going to post these. And then I'm in the chat. You have to just guess and tell me, what is this? Where is my chat window? Okay. It's here. So team, I have posted first prompt. Tell me, what is it? Is it single shot? 0 shot, single shot, multi-shot? Zero shot? Everyone? Oh, somebody is saying multi-shot, 0 shot. So team, here, if I tell you how to see this, whether it is a 0 shot or multi-shot, did I give any example in the prompt? Was there an example in the prompt? Yeah, Humbert, that's right. There is no example. So it is 0 shot. This is 0 shot. Yeah, I did not give any example. Yeah. Now here, again, I'm posting another one. What is this, team? I hope my chat is visible. Let me know what is this. One shot. Okay. Multi-shot. Single shot or one shot. Okay, how many examples are there in this particular prompt? Yes, Humbert is correct. There is zero shot. Yeah, Hesant, you are correct. Girish, correct. It's a zero shot. I did not give it any example. If you look at the prompt, what I'm saying, summarize these meeting notes into a clear list of actions. If I had told it that, okay, look at the attached list of actions, and then I ask it, okay, now from the summary that I'm giving you, create a list of actions like the other one. So then it becomes an example. I mean, that would be more of a single shot. So this is zero shot. Zero shot. I did not give any example. Notes are there, but notes are not the example. See, note was paste your raw meeting notes here. Just an instruction. I did not give any example. Yeah. So it's a zero shot. So if I talk about the zero shot, remember when the task is routine and you don't need a specific style, so then go with zero shot. Yeah. Now, okay, I'm giving one more prompt. Now you tell me what should be the style. Is it zero shot, multi-shot, single shot? Where is our chat? Okay. So team, what is this? Yes, Madhuri, you're right. It's a single shot. Yes, Vijay, single shot. Humbert, single shot. Yes, yes, yes. Very good. Very good, team. Nice to see that participation. Thank you. That's good. Okay, now there is one more prompt and then now you tell me what is this? Classify each status line as on track, at risk, or blocked. Use these examples as your guide. Yes, team, you're right. There are multiple examples. So that's a multi-shot. Great, wonderful, wonderful team. So that's good. I'm happy that everyone is able to recognize the examples. That's really wonderful. Yeah. So this was about the, I'm resharing my screen. That was about the multi-shot, single shot. Yeah. Okay. Now, if we go ahead, now few shots in practice, we already saw the example. See, few shots or multi-shot and zero shot where you don't give it an example. Yeah. Now, in order to cut down the number of tokens that are being used, there is this style of prompting, telegraphic prompting. Now, how do you do that? You create a simple prompt, go to your ChatGPT or Claude or Copilot and ask it to write a prompt. I mean, whatever you are asking, same, put that in the quotes and tell it to write a prompt in telegraphic format or write in a telegram, like a telegram. So what it will do, it will remove all the prepositions, means those many tokens will be removed. Can it work without the tokens? Yes, because what it remembers is it remembers the numbers. It does not remember the text. It is going to convert our text into tokens and tokens are converted into vectors. And so it remembers them only in number format. It will not remember is, as, in, it only predicts. So English also, when it creates a sentence, it says, okay, now if it is Vikas and the next, I mean, what could be the next word? Next word would be Vikas is writing an email. So it will predict those words. Yeah, it has to only remember who's doing it and what he's doing. Then it will predict all the words between them. So it's, I mean, it drops the articles, prepositions, and politeness. Like the, of, please, could you. So the model reads keywords just fine. Means why it works? Because fewer input tokens for the same instruction, like we discussed, cheaper and faster. Yeah. And best for internal repeatable machine facing prompts, extraction, classification, bulk drafting, system instruction. Yeah. So these are some of the use cases. Just remember that there is this way to reduce the number of tokens. Like here, for example, your first prompt could be, could you please write a short summary of the attached status report for me? So what it will do, it will just write summarize attached status report, 5 bullets. That's it. This even we can understand. Then it would say, I would like you to identify any of the risks that might be present in the project plan. Because when we write a prompt, see, common practice, when I started writing a prompt, when I didn't know what exactly is prompt engineering, so I started writing it like an essay. Yeah. So then what it would do, it would consume more tokens and the limit used to get exhausted very fast. So when we used to have those, plans where, or those particular models that had a very low token limit. So context it could hold was very low. And let's say I ran those 2-3 prompts and it used to say your daily limit is over. Yeah. So that was the problem. Now they have improved that context size. So here it's, this is that another way, like it says, I would like you to identify any of the risk that might be present in this project plan. So it says list risk in the project plan, group by schedule, cost, technical. That's it. And then meeting notes, action items, plus owners, plus date, table. So even if you give this prompt and try this at night or tomorrow morning, whenever you have time, try to use this way of prompting. And it will give you the results. It's not that it is not going to give you the result. Because it understands only numbers. It predicts. Yeah. So this is the benefit of writing it in the telegraphic format. Then see, this is the assignment for all of you. Match the framework to the moment. Now your task for each scenario, choose the best framework and then write and run the prompt on your live project. Paste prompt plus output into your document that you are creating. Yeah. Or you can paste it in the chat also. And these are those 5 different scenarios. First is a reassuring go live delay email to a nervous client. So you're assuring that particular client, okay, there's a delay in go live. So how are you going to reassure? Then a defensible top 10 risk list for your steering committee. A quick table of decision and actions from the meeting notes. And 3 tonal variation of a project announcement. And a reusable weekly status template for your PMO. So this is your task. You have to look at these 5 scenarios, create a prompt using right framework, whichever framework. Okay, just give me a minute, team. Just a minute. I analyzed my mistake. Just a minute. I'm just trying to do something.
Paste the questions in the chat.
Yeah. I'm doing that. So where is our chat? Here it is, and then. Oh, it is going in the picture format. Do you see a picture, team? Just a minute. Let me just pick it up. How do I give it? Okay. So team, whatever you see, it's posted in the picture format, is it?
Yeah, it's picture format. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
able to-
picture format.
Yeah. We can use AI to extract it. Yes, Ramya, you're right. I was just trying to avoid that. Just give me 1 minute. I'll ask Claude to do it. Yeah. So I'll ask Claude. I'm doing that as we talk. Okay, Claude, and I posted a picture and I'm asking, I'm going with a one shot. I'm giving it an example.
Example.
No, is it one shot?
It's
No,
a zero shot. Zero shot.
I'm not giving any example. Yeah. Convert this into a word. So it's thinking, it's examining. In the back end, you know what happens whenever you give it a prompt. Wait, I'll share my
Convert
screen.
into tokens.
Yes, you're right. So it will convert into the tokens. Then what next?
Input tokens.
Yeah, right now it is input tokens. And then what next? What next? It will convert it into tokens. Tokens get converted into vectors. And then using algorithms, it will predict another token, next token.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Close.
that's how Yep. And then those are converted into, that is de-tokenization, converted into text. And that's how you get the output. See what it says, Claude, could you re-upload the image with the actual content visible? Okay, that content is not visible. So team, now what do I do? Okay, wait a minute. I have to just do this. And then maybe I go to our chat. Our chat is, where is our chat? I think I'll have to go to chat like this. Okay. So this is first scenario. I'll paste it. There are hardly 5 scenarios. I'll paste it like this. So team, you decide which particular method are you going to use for this. This is the second one. Sorry?
No, I'm sorry.
Think. So there are 3 scenarios that are posted. There are total 5 scenarios. 5 situations. You have to just tell, okay, somebody posted the prompt. Hey, Ramya. Okay, hands on. Oh, you use that same picture. Ramya, you have the answers there. Okay. Yeah. So let me tell you, team, what happened was, I told you I realized my mistake. So my mistake was that I've posted the answers also on the same window. Yeah, I forgot to remove it. See here, if you look at this, mistake was that you have these scenarios and you have the right fit here itself. I had to move it to the next slide, and I thought I did that, but I didn't. Okay. See,
I think my screenshot was taken at the lucky moment.
Yes, and then I stopped sharing. I said I realized my mistake. So like reassuring go live delay email to a nervous client. Now you are sending a communication to the nervous client. So communication where audience, style, tone matters, that is CoStar.
Yeah.
Then here also tonal variation. So 4th one, that's again CoStar.
Star.
Wherever we want the evidences, that references to be checked, cross-verified. So that is
Analysis.
a defensible that is Risen. Yeah, Risen framework.
Yeah.
And then a quick table, the first one that we had, RTF. OTAG.
Yeah.
And a reusable weekly status template for your PMO. So there you can use roads. Yeah. See, I'll tell you in the end, if you remember RCTFC, yeah, that is role, context. Then T was for, what was T?
Task.
Then F for format and C for constraints. If you define those, most wonderful. Yeah. So it is scenario, framework chosen, your prompt, the output, and the online. So you already did that. Now the 5 project management prompt patterns that you will see. There are prompts that are created for stakeholder translation, means acting as a stakeholder translator, risk identifier, estimation challenger, then status synthesizer, and decision critic. So team, now for this, what kind of prompting is being done? Like prompts are given here. Stakeholder translator, same fact, 3 audiences without rewriting from scratch. So what is your prompt? That here are here is a technical update. You paste it there, and then you are asking it, recast it in 3 ways. One for CEO, where outcomes and risk to the business have to be highlighted, 3 lines. Then the second one for the development team, technical specific. And the third one is for the client, where you have to reassure and next date and keep all facts identical. So here you are clearly defining its role. Not the role. You are directly asking it, the boss, this is what you have to do. So that is stakeholder translator, risk identifier. It says that you are a specific risk manager. Given this project summary, you paste the summary there. List the top 8 risks I may have missed, grouped by the schedule, cost, technical, and stakeholder for each likelihood, compact, and one mitigation. Now, this is just an example. I want you to do a homework. I'm going to share this. Going through all these 5 different patterns, like next is estimation challenger. So that is challenge this estimate of 6 weeks for task, list the assumptions it depends on, and what could make it 50% longer, and 3 questions, and I should answer before I trust it. Yeah. So this is for the estimation challenger, and then status synthesizer, where you are again sending the daily updates. So here are the week's raw updates from 5 work streams, and produce a 1-page status, overall RAG, top 3 accomplishment, and top 3 risk blockers with owners and decision needed from the steering committee. Flag anything contradictory. So here you are doing it for the status synthesizer, then the decision critic, which is going to criticize the decision. Like I'm leaning towards a particular decision. Then a steel man, the opposite choice. Yeah. List what would have to be true for me to be wrong. This is beautiful way of getting that particular that decision criticized or scrutinized. And give the 3 questions a board member would ask. End with the single biggest risk for my current preference. This is a very good prompt that you can use when you're going, like for service delivery people, when you're going for the delivery review with the leaders. You can use this. Yeah. And then you will get all the information that you should prepare for the project managers. When you get into the reviews, or when you're going for the milestone reviews with the key stakeholders, you can use this. Yeah. So these are 5 different patterns. I want you to remember these and try to create similar prompts into your prompt Word document that you are creating. And get me good examples tomorrow, better than what I have posted here. Now rewrite 1 real email for 3 audiences. Yeah. So what good looks like, and that is what I want you to work on. And this is your activity. Your task, pick a real email. Now you can take a snapshot. Now you don't have the answers here. Team, take a snapshot. And I want you to create a prompt. Pick a real email you sent recently about your project. Use the stakeholder translator pattern, yeah, plus RCTFC, that particular model, and generate 3 versions for your CEO, your development or delivery team, and your client. And keep every fact identical, only tone, length, and emphasis changes, and paste all 3 into the document that you are creating or into the chat. Yeah. And remember, for CEO, 3 lines max, business outcome, risk, and what you need from them, no jargons. And for development version, it would be specific tickets, dependencies, technical causes, yeah, and direct, no bluff. I mean, it's a fluff, we'll say no bluff or no fluff. Client version, that would be warm, reassuring, confident, the plan and the next date, and no internal blame. And bonus, ask the AI to criticize its own CEO version in 1 line. So team, are we doing it? Everyone? Show me thumbs up if you're doing it, team. Yeah. Great, wonderful. I hope you have already taken the snapshot of this, everyone. Take a snapshot. If not done, I'll also take a snapshot of this. Yeah, I'll have to go here and in the chat and paste it here. So I've also posted the snapshot in the chat. The team, once done, let me know. We have just few slides left for the day, and then there is a homework that I'm going to give you.
Because are we going to get those slides?
Slide deck.
These are-
Yes, you are getting those slides. So I'm not able to add the file to chat, otherwise I could have done that. Wait a minute, let me see if. Otherwise, I'll get it shared with Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi was your point of contact, right? Everyone?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll share it with Vaishnavi and she will pass it on to you. Yeah. So team, I have also uploaded a file in Zoom. I mean, it's getting uploaded for day 1. You have those slides. I think now you would be able to see it, but I'll also share it with Vaishnavi and she'll also mail it to you or share it on WhatsApp also. Yeah. Please confirm if you are able to download those slides. Yeah. Okay. Raghavendra confirmed it. Good, good. Others?
Yeah, we could able to do that.
Okay, great. Wonderful. So now, team, I think the activity that you are doing, you will do it. Take it as a homework. Yeah, great team. Thanks for confirming. Now, what I want to do is I'll show you what is left and your homework again. Some more homework. I mean, homework as in it's a good practice, hands-on for the activity that we are doing. Just a minute. I go back to my slides. So I was on slide 59, I guess. Yeah, here. See, this is what we were doing. So from here, we went to, I mean, this is one slip, 3 audiences. So the output that you will get would be somewhat like this. For 3 different audiences, there will be a separate information, different information. That will be the output. Now, activities transform in those 10 different knowledge areas. That is as per PMBOK. Yeah, from PMI. So body of knowledge, project management, body of knowledge. So you have these 10 knowledge areas, and all these 10 knowledge areas, there are 6 activities that are being included. And out of those 6, what can be completely automated? Yeah. So we are saying that, okay, just a minute. Yeah. So there are 6 activities, and in those 6 activities, there would be 3 to 4 activities that can be completely automated. Then they are partially automated, and there are 1 or 2 activities where we need human intervention. Yeah. So we will see that as we go ahead. And then we are talking about the 8 artifacts that you can create in 3 minutes each. And I want you to pick up a particular, let's say, example on project brief or some information, project requirement document that you get, PRD, or let's say RFP has come, or SOW, whatever you get. From that, try to create a work breakdown structure. User stories only for Agile project, in case you can create those using prompts. Your RCTFC, that format. Using those prompts, try to create all these different artifacts. Yeah, and see how much time it took and was your prompt successful. And update that in the file that you are creating, the Word file, if it is successful. If it is not, what is wrong in it? Share those insights with me. Yeah. So these are those 8 artifacts that can be completely generated using your prompting. But there could be more also. In case you get more ideas, please go ahead and share those. That is important. Now, before and after weekly status report, how much time it used to take. So before 90 minutes every week per project that you were spending, now you are spending 10 minutes. You just edit and add judgment, not formatting. It is done by the tool. Yeah. Now, again, yeah, so this is what I want you to do again. 1 prompt per knowledge area. 10 knowledge areas are there. Your prompt job is that for integration, draft a project charter from your 1 paragraph project summary. Share the project summary with the tool and create a project charter, or then maybe you create the work breakdown structure and then the project plan itself, where it says schedule, create a project plan. Yeah, here it says that what are those deliverables, their sequencing, you do that, and then it is saying for the cost, build a rough order of magnitude cost estimates with stated assumptions, or quality, define 5 measurable quality metrics. So do this. This is your homework. Complete this, and we will discuss this tomorrow. Tomorrow, the first thing that we are going to do is we will discuss your homework. Yeah. And wherever you are stuck, wherever you have challenges, please share those challenges in the wider forum so that we can understand what can be done. Now, where all you can do the prompting in different stages of the project, starting from initiation to the closure. So these are those areas where you can do the prompt, or you can use the prompt library, or you can do the prompt engine. Clear, team? Are we good? Everyone? Can we have some thumbs up, everyone? Yep. Okay, great. Thank you. And then, yep, so there we are. So your homework, choose one activity. I'm saying you go with all the activities, don't choose one. You go with all the activities, because more you practice, more you will champion it. Apply it to your real current projects. Use this RCTFC, refine until the output is genuinely usable, and save the prompt in your library as in the Word document, and post your output in the WhatsApp channel before day 2. So, I mean, that's up to you, but that Word document is important. Clear, team? So when you're pasting it in the Word document also, or in the WhatsApp as well, use this format. You put in that activity, for which activity you are creating what prompt, and what output you got from that particular prompt. Yeah. And one line on what you would change in that particular prompt. So that's important. And with that, we are at the end of our day 1. Tomorrow, we will get to the plan and build part. So team, before I end this session, my question to all of you, was this session helpful? Is it going good? Are you able to relate to it? Everyone? Yeah. So great. Thank you, team. Yeah. So that's really wonderful. I'm happy that I'm meeting your expectations. So thank you. If you see value in this, then it is good. Yeah, everyone. If anyone has anything in mind, please go ahead and share it.
Are we reading the recordings, Vikas?
Recording, you will get the access. See, right now recording is on the cloud. What my team will do, download that, I mean technical team, and they will put it on LMS. There is a LMS that will get created on Novel Vista. Okay. You will get credentials to that LMS, and you will be able to browse these recordings there, lifetime access.
Oh.
You will get that.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Vikas, while not today, but in tomorrow's session, can you just include that if we have those prompt libraries, if we make our libraries, how can we upload them in our respective LLMs?
So, see, what you can do is, whatever library you are creating, you share that with me, or you put it in the WhatsApp group. I'll collect all of those and put them in one particular document, or maybe one particular database, and then we'll put it in the study material on that LMS so that everyone can access.
No, I'm not specific asking for the, let's say in my day-to-day work, I am preparing some prompt library and I want to upload that to, let's say, ChatGPT or Claude, and then I can reuse them again.
So what you can do is, you see, in ChatGPT or Claude, you can create your project or custom GPT.
Yes.
That we are discussing tomorrow. In that, you can add that. But what happens is, see, when you ask it to give you a prompt from that library, then it will give you. Otherwise, you will not be able to open that document there. It's not like SharePoint. It will read that document and give you the output that you want from that document.
But I think this custom GPT is specific to one work, right? I can't have different work.
See,
with.
What I'm saying is, let's say you are creating a GPT and you can name it as a prompt library.
Okay.
And you add all the prompts there, and then you will say, okay, from that prompt library, can you give me a prompt for this? Or can you create a prompt for this using that library? So then it will give you that particular prompt, or refine that prompt further. Yeah.
Okay, understood. Yes.
But otherwise, that Word document, if you put it on your Google Drive, which you can access anytime, so it will pick it. I mean, then you can refer to that document.
Yeah, the official laptops or Google Drive access is not there. No?
Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah. So then, yeah, I mean, that project custom GPT you can create. Otherwise, you can use it in the, I mean, any SharePoint or Confluence, wherever you want. Upload that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Great, great. So team, it was nice talking to all of you, nice connecting with all of you. So I see you tomorrow at the same time, evening, I mean, India, evening 7 p.m. So enjoy your time and have a wonderful day tomorrow morning and tonight. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, team.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Good night. All people in India, good night. And outside India, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you, team. Bye-bye, Nidhi. Hey, Manoj. Manoj, are you from Wipro or, I mean?
I'm from Cognizant.
Cognizant. Okay. Okay. So I was just trying to see, I mean, I have my colleagues from Wipro. So there's a Manoj Kumar. His name is also Manoj Kumar. So I was just wondering. Then there is one Manoj from Shell. So I'm just wondering.
Basically, I'm a senior project manager and responsible for project delivery into manufacturing IT.
Okay.
Okay.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, because now the trend is moving a lot towards the AIs, right? And I, being my technical as a technical PM, I'm responsible for overall delivery for the manufacturing IT application. So I'm just thinking, how I can leverage my experience with latest trending these technologies.
No, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. You're keeping yourself future ready. That's a good decision.
Yeah, I'm trying.
No, it's good. It's good. So I hope you enjoyed the session today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Great, great. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then I think
Because one quick question, if you can help. I had one challenge while internally transitioning from one group, from standard PM team to enterprise applications. What all I had created in the previous ID, the copy a lot of things on Word and then keep it in the repository.
See, again, if you want, I mean, like you said, bookmarks is the best, but otherwise, if you want to, I mean, take out that library, it's very difficult because, see, I'll tell you, you were using Copilot, right?
I was using Copilot in the enterprise. At home, I use Perplexity as well as Gemini. Yeah.
So then you have to, I mean, then it is inter-tool integration that
Exactly.
you're talking about.
So even at the organization with the other vendor, like when you are working on a project, the customer would have given a platform. Like, a French customer would have given ChatGPT, while an Indian customer would have given Perplexity, right, for that project. So in that case, what all knowledge you have gathered, right, for the project, what all prompts you have written, how do I reuse, right? You would want to transport into that workspace in that tool, in that LLM, and then want to reuse, right? You can understand what I mean to say. You'll have to create your avatar there every time you enter into a vendor's login. I mean, the customer's login, basically.
Yes. So see, again, here there are multiple ways. Yeah. So when we talk about a tool migration, see, it's very challenging. I mean, mostly it will be manual, but if I talk about migration, so there is no such tool that will do that because it is inter-tool, right? Like if I have to pick up the history of Copilot and moving it to, for example, the Perplexity, I mean, if I'm doing it for the Perplexity, then it's kind of, I mean, inter-tool integration of plugins are not there in the
I'll give you
market.
illustration. I was working on a agentic AI, a new effort, right? A new project. So there, from the onset, what I tried to do was, I had put all the anonymous information that I have these many developers, these many QAs, and this is the team structure, and I want to create a WBS. So from the onset, I was doing from the pre-sales, I had created a good knowledge, step-by-step knowledge. I had trained it, right? What happened was I want to transition that same to my internal project, which was again agentic AI project on Copilot. So at that time, what happened was I had to then manually go from the first prompt, then copy paste. I had to take one Friday afternoon off, 2 hours, and try to train Copilot that these are the prompts and this is what is the team size and all. So if it is something where you can create a package like I don't know whether it is available in Claude or what, projects are possible, but then interchanging or exporting within the same tool, right?
See, within the same tool, within the same tool would be possible in the CSV file. If you are able to convert that chat history into the CSV file. So, see, like if I say there was this for Microsoft, you were able to convert that into the, there was this option, download your data. That is where you go, account, Microsoft account, you will have to log in.
Okay.
So then you get that option to download your data, and that will help you export the history in CSV file.
Okay, if it gives in some way where you don't need to, because there is a very
Because then
limited time.
otherwise that copy paste, that's going to be a
Yeah.
huge
The real challenge is, switching between two projects, you have very limited time, right? And those two are 4,000, 5,000 hours projects, and you want to onboard fast.
That's going to be painful. It's next to impossible. If you ask me, I would say I'll create new instead of. Yeah. Agree, I agree. So
Because if it is your organizational Copilot, right, and your customer is allowing it to use in their project space
premises,
then we can reuse what all we had created in all the projects. But what
absolutely,
happens?
because then it is same tool.
Correct. Say I had one login for my agile practices center of excellence where I was agile lead. Parallel to that, I was delivery manager on the same project. So when I will do the reporting from my employer side, I will use India employer's ID, right? Microsoft ID.
Yep.
And when I will attend their Teams calls and all, I will use the French, customer's ID.
So that's a
So
different
everything was
ID.
lost. Yeah. It was like you are transported to Mars in one login.
Yeah, you get onboarded as a contractor in the customer's organization.
Yeah.
So I've also worked like that in certain projects. That was for HP and HP's customers. I've done that. I was moved as a
But
contractor
if
on
it
the
allows some
customer.
upload, as you said, Copilot allows exporting a CSV and then importing a CSV. If there is a way, then please guide me.
So
I
see,
will also.
I haven't tried it. I've just heard about it that you can download it. So can you try to access your, your
I'll do it on my
accounts?
personal ID, Outlook ID. I'll try to do it on my Outlook ID on the open, Copilot, free Copilot.
Just check.
Let me
if
try to
that
explore.
helps.
Yeah. Let me try to do that.
So accounts.microsoft.com, I think you log on to that.
I'll try to find, because same challenge I had done my local research, right? When I was, preparing for one product engagement,
Absolutely.
I had created a lot of seeds. Now those were in Perplexity. I wanted to use it in an organizational Copilot. So I could use some of them, not all of them. That was
because it's tool to tool mapping that becomes a challenge.
Yes.
I
They
think
should
further
not
in
make some
future they
open-
should allow for the APIs.
Exactly. They should not exactly APIs. They should allow some open
Plugins or something
communication.
should be there, yeah.
Yeah. Because what happens is, if you are using on locally, you would have tried using a Perplexity, some subscription for some time, right?
Yeah.
Now you know that Claude has more challenging, options available, and you want to switch there. So what all your knowledge was there, it remains in the Perplexity ID. That was the
Absolutely.
challenge.
Absolutely. Now I tell you,
I think we can put it to the group also if somebody has found a space similar. Yeah.
wait a minute, let me check. I did not see. Sorry, you're saying chat, is it? Or people are saying good night.
We
Good
can
night
share
all.
it to our common group also if someone has shared. someone has seen similar situation.
Okay. You're asking me to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
So
I'll
that
do it.
maybe in the break session, that experience helps us compress our
Absolutely.
research.
We'll open this question for everyone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then let's see if somebody has already faced it, they've already done it. So then we can
That's
ask.
helpful.
Yeah.
Yes, Vikas. Okay, thanks for your time. I think I'm done for the question. Thanks for your support.
Okay.
Wonderful
So
day.
was session good? Did you enjoy the
It
session?
was wonderful. It was wonderful. The only thing is maybe you can plan to give some planned, maybe 10 or 5 minutes quick breaks where we can bring the coffee and tea to the desk.
Okay.
Actually, not
Because what I
not-
thought was it's only 3 hours. If we take breaks, I
Yeah,
mean, time will go
context
in
switch.
break. So
I agree. But
yeah.
maybe in between around 8 o'clock for some
Yeah, maybe 5 minutes refresher or something. You remind me at that time. So tomorrow
I'll put on
we'll
check.
take the break. Yeah.
Or maybe I'll prepare and I'll bring cold coffee and stuff.
No.
that
So
for first
we
break,
can take
50 minutes,
5 minutes break is okay. Don't worry. We'll take it. Yeah.
Maybe switching the Wi-Fi's and all. In
Yeah.
between.
We can do that.
That's the
can do
only,
that.
but overall it was engaging.
Okay.
I can see that it was engaging and I'll go through the material as well. And
Good.
hoping to, implement this additional, the finer touches what you have shown today. The ways of prompting and all. We do prompting as project managers, so not that seriously utilizing the structured ways. So I think
Absolutely, because
this is
even
going to
I
be the
had the
guideline,
same
yeah.
habit, write a plain text and ask that question.
Somebody gives you a bicycle and you start riding, but you don't see the what are the extra features in that bicycle, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thanks, Vikas. Yeah,
So
the rest of the
great. Nice talking to you.
Thank you. Same
So
here.
take care
Thank
and
you.
we'll catch up tomorrow. Enjoy your
Absolutely.
time. Thank
Yeah,
you.
relax. We'll connect again.